800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
We are the home for all your Bucks coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All.
Said Wilson is the one that went into second base hard and almost killed one of his brother's teammates.
Wilson's the worst.
He's not great, Bob. Although, I guess if he's on your team, maybe you like him. Addition. And the... Oh, Shams. More on the Giannis saga. I said on, I think, day one that I had fatigue. I don't know where that puts me now. Edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing, stupendous, fantastic, incredible, all customizable and all free ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the Packers Hall of Famer. If he had to choose, does he dislike Ohio State or Michigan more, or is it a tie? It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
It's Ohio State, and it's not close. Can you explain to me why you, as a non-fan, despise Michigan more than Ohio State?
They're smug. I don't like smug.
You don't think Ohio State's smug?
No, I think they're smug, too. I don't like either one of them, but Michigan just seems smugglier.
Okay.
No?
No, I don't agree. Michigan has struggled. We had passed Michigan. There was a stretch during football in the mid-2010s that, it was always the Big Eight or the Big Two, Little Eight.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, it was Ohio State, Michigan, and we had passed Michigan, like in a big way. And then they started cheating and, running Connor Stallions out, and all of a sudden that flipped.
Sounds like reason to dislike them.
No, you can dislike them, but Ohio State's been the king of the castle for a long time. That's why I've been shooting arrows up at them. Michigan, I'll be honest with you. I watched the back end of that game, and I'm normally I'm always pulling for Big Ten teams. 5 transfers, They're going to be there for 6 months.
It almost felt like it didn't matter to them.
It was almost they were playing off of being mercenaries. I understand because you're associated with the university, but I legit was thinking to myself last night, how would I feel? I love the University of Wisconsin's basketball program.
You do.
How would I feel if Nolan Winter leaves, Boyd's gone, IG's gone, JB's gone? If we go out and pick up 7 new players from 7 different programs and we hoist a trophy in Las Vegas next year, wherever the NCAA tournament is, am I going to feel awesome?
Great question.
I'll be happy. It will not be what it would have been like in 15, 16. It wouldn't have even been like this year.
Right.
If there's 7 or 8 core players that were not on this part of this program and they come in as mercenaries, I will go. I will be semi-happy, and I don't think I'll feel the feels, even though it would be for Gardo and for Crab, the whole staff, and everybody else that are the standards. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I'd feel the same way. I didn't have a ton of emotion as far as what happened last night. I didn't have any money on it. Didn't win any pools that I was going to win. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I'll be as excited. And there's a good chance that's going to be the case. Like, we'll have maybe a couple of guys that will stay from this last year's team, but everybody is talking, and even the coach for Michigan last night was saying, is it midnight yet? Because how many of our guys are in the portal, and how many guys are we going to go get? That's the reality of where college basketball is, and it's not as good. And I don't think, I was talking yesterday, the numbers are great. People are watching. It wasn't a real aesthetically pleasing game last night.
It was not.
It was pretty ugly.
So it is what it is. I'll wait till Evan gets here to say the results are the results. But Michigan deserves, the Big Ten is the king now. The SEC, it's days of dominance, and it means more. Take that campaign and shove it up your keister, because it doesn't. We finally are on an even playing field where we're not, they cheated for all those years, allegedly, and a couple of programs here have. Now we're on a level playing field, and it turns out people will come to the Midwest. Great players will come to the Midwest when they're being paid equally, and we're kicking keister. You name a sport, you name a major sport, we're going to name a champion, and it's up in the Big Ten. Now the Big Ten is its footprint's pretty large.
I was going to say UCLA is not exactly the Midwest, but they claimed a Big Ten title for women's basketball, and we're going to take it. Right?
We are champs, and so that's the nice part about it. I feel better about that part of it than anything else.
I have good news. Next year's Final Four is in Detroit.
Oh,
your favorite city?
You legit have to go.
I mean, obviously, if Wisconsin's in it, we'll find a way to be there. I know all about Detroit.
Do you know the biggest, I don't want to say scam, but the biggest is these Final Four packages. Do you know that the hotels, you have to do a 3-day stay when you go, when we lost to Kentucky, a lot of Badger fans left. The hotel will still charge you. And if your stuff is out of them, they'll rent your room out. A double dip. And it's the most legal. I don't know how they allowed it to happen. So you almost want to just leave one bag in there so that they can't do it. Well, then you have to drive back and get it. So,
well, just let the hotels have a win. What do you...
It's like the Packers reselling tickets on the secondary market.
You're going to want the room if you win on Saturday. And if you don't win, it sucks that it's non-refundable, but that's kind of the price of doing business if you're going to sign up for a trip like that. I feel like there's a market
like Airbnb where you can rent your hotel room out to somebody else from Illinois. So if you're an Illini fan.
Sleep Uber,
Sluber. If you're an Illini fan, and you got beat, and you're leaving Dodge on Saturday, you're going to leave Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Why not Facebook message or do something to the Michigan fans and say, yo, I got these rooms, just even if you get half the money back.
Right.
There's got to be something there that would make sense, because I don't think that should be allowed.
I agree.
All right.
Where did you happen upon this? Or did you experience this yourself?
You experienced it.
I did experience it, but I, at that point, I just wanted to get out, and so I didn't care. But then the more I've looked at it, I'm like, how does this work? And I've seen this in other, there's been other times that this has occurred, and I just think this seems illegitimate to me.
Yeah, malfeasance.
So there's something there. It's too small of a market to probably make any money, but I think it's a fun way for the Illinois fans. Maybe you want to take care of the big. I can't imagine you're going to want to take care of Michigan folks, but that's something that I think it bothered me. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know about your Pluber idea where you would then get a cut of whatever, right? If you were providing the service like eBay or Poshmark gets a cut of a sale, but from a purely perspective of you aren't using the hotel room, even like you said, even if you get. You charge that person half of what you're paying for that night you're not using.
It's a total
you
win-win.
at least recoup some of it.
It's a total win-win for everybody. Yep. You just leave the keys at the front desk, and once they pick them up, you send a picture. Boop.
Mr. Nelson will be coming to pick up my room key.
It's probably $400 or $500 a night. You probably get $250.
Yeah, it's not chump change.
I'm officially out of the Airbnb related game after our trip to St. Louis a couple of years ago. I'm not going to dabble in those.
You're dabbling in some
waters.
other stuff.
I just don't understand. That guy liked you. Like, you should have been flattered.
Yeah, he did. I was listening.
Probably could have earned a free night.
Okay.
I was listening to Unsportsmanlike on the way in this morning.
Don't change the subject. That was a great line.
Yeah, it was a good line. Great line. Michelle Smallman went to Illinois. She was at the Final Four. They lost to UConn. And she was rooting for Michigan to beat UConn last night because that was better than losing to the team that has now twice in the last couple of years beaten Illinois in the tournament. Were we as Badger fans like rooting for Michigan to represent the Big Ten and get the win, or would we have felt better if UConn won it last night?
I was rooting for UConn, even though the narrative of the Big Ten hasn't won a championship in 25 years. I don't really that part. Whatever. I mean, it's
nice to
be
get
able
one as a conference.
Is it?
You don't care about the conference getting a title.
I do care about being able to tell the SEC to blank off.
Sure.
I do care about that.
And now that whether it's Wisconsin or Michigan winning the Frozen Four, men's and women's basketball, Big Ten teams, football. Indiana won the national title. It's a good year to be able to bolster that. Yeah, Wisconsin had a down year in football and had a tough exit in the NCAA tournament, but they were a really good team in a conference that ended up having a bunch of teams that have won national titles. So, to me, it feels better that Wisconsin's in this group. It also shows the standard that we need to expect from Wisconsin, which is different than what it used to be.
And you like it because the Badgers beat Michigan during the season, and you feel like that means something?
They're one of 3 teams that beat the national champs. I think that means something. And we're the only team that beat them at their place.
Put a banner up. See how that goes over.
I'm not saying put a banner up.
Right next to the we lost to High Point.
And we won a national championship in 2020. COVID.
I'm not saying hang a banner. It makes... The argument that Wisconsin is not even close to being one of the top programs in college basketball, and they're
literally
more of a
have nobody on our
mid-major.
roster right now. We don't even know who's going to be here. So you have no idea. Neither does Michigan. None of these teams. Last night was a total reset. Midnight strikes, Cinderella baby, it's over. Reset. We could go, I don't even know how many of those Michigan guys are seniors. We could go poach that whole team. And then maybe we'd be national champs. And would we feel good about it? I wouldn't.
Feel good for Guard.
Wonder how Guard feels about that.
We'll have to ask him. But he's a little busy trying to re-recruit players that he already has on his team. All right. Shams dropped a Giannis story. What is our policy exactly on Giannis stories right now? Do we have one?
I think there's a lot going on with Giannis.
I agree. And when I was on Sunday Karma and they were talking about Giannis as I was joining them, and even Craig called it, I think he used the word ugly. I don't recall exactly, but it was a word where I was like, oh, okay. When even Craig is feeling that way about where things stand, it's not great. We will dive into that coming up, and then we'll ask Evan Cohen, especially considering that, according to Shams' story, the offer that the Bucks considered most seriously at the trade deadline was from his Miami Heat. But we can't do that until we've talked about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they're offering 0 interest financing all the way till 2030. That's right, 0 interest until 2030. And in Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit for your home, and they'll do it within your budget, and have 0 interest until 2030. You can upgrade now, pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to get started.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March. Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invested in something you'll actually see every day. Your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait. This offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
You've heard about GLP-1 weight loss medications like Ozempic or Wegovy, who have helped many people lose weight and control their appetite. But there's one big problem for many people: the cost. Popular name-brand GLP-1 medications can cost $500 a month or more, making them out of reach for a lot of people who want help losing weight. Introducing Ness Healthcare, which offers a more affordable GLP-1 treatment prescribed by licensed physicians. Ness Healthcare is fully online, so no waiting rooms and no office visits. Just go to our site and fill out a quick form that takes about 5 minutes. Then one of our licensed physicians reviews your information to see if a GLP-1 treatment may be right for you. If approved, your medication is shipped directly to your door. And right now, you can get $100 off your first month with code SAVE. That's SAVE. Sign up today at NessHealthcare.com. That's NESS Healthcare.com. Try it today. GLP-1 medications require medical review and a prescription by a licensed physician.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate: with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
An open house like no other, our Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited open house brings in product reps so you can see, touch, feel the product, and talk to the manufacturer reps directly from Pella, Sunrise, Marvin Windows and Doors, LP SmartSide, CertainTeed Roofing, TimberTech Decking, County Pavers, and Screen Rooms. Everything is here for your next project at one place, one time on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m. Details at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
So we are traditionally a Packers-centric show. When we talk Brewers, we get Levering and Dom Catronio to make us smarter, so we can have more insightful conversations. When we talk Bucks, we usually talk to our buddy Justin Garcia, our Bucks buddy, or Eric Name. But Giannis transcends, and now the latest epistle from Shams Charania on ESPN.com.
Wait, Bucks fans do not like Shams.
Nope.
They don't. But he's got a lot of sources that are, I mean, obviously anonymously quoted because that's how you get people to talk about stuff like this. But it does not paint a rosy picture. And Tausch, I know you read this story as well. I think I'm starting to wonder, and you know how kind of my brain works when it comes to professional athletes. I want to believe the best, and usually guys like you reward me. Other times, maybe I've fallen for the banana in the tailpipe on certain guys. I'm not saying that I think Giannis is frustrated. I'm not about to call him a fraud or anything like that, but it is based on this reporting, which seems pretty solid to me as I read the entire story. It is pretty sour and acrimonious at this point. And the story ends with a quote from someone close to the team about how this is as bad of a culture or chemistry situation as there is in the league because the Bucks waited and now everyone knows. Well, I don't have a problem with the Bucks trying to keep their best player. So they've tried all the levers and it hasn't worked. What did you take away from Shams' story, which everyone can read right now on ESPN.com?
Yeah, I think the lack of good, solid communication and making decisions kind of reared its ugly head. And then things ended up just kind of snowballing, and that happens in life too. If you put off and if you are just kind of kicking the can and not really coming to any conclusion, these feelings start getting worse and worse. So I know everybody was getting after Shams when he reported about the New York Knicks last summer. That was something that was in that piece. And then I think the Doc Rivers part of this, that was just never was a good hire. It just never made any sense. And when you factor all of those things in, I think Giannis is just different. Like, I think he is, I don't want to say he's immature, but I do think there's that fun-lovingness about him, and I think he really wanted it to work here, and he saw that it wasn't, but he didn't have the fortitude to just go and say, it's over. I got to go. He kept kind of leaving it out there and putting it in other people's hands, and that is not the way the NBA, I mean, look at James Harden, and I'm glad he's not James Harden, just for the record. I love that he was trying to figure out ways to make it work. But we all saw this. Everybody knew this was not working. Everybody saw it from the outside, and I'm guessing a lot of people from the inside did too, but they also realized we have to exhaust every opportunity and every avenue to try and make this work. And it just hasn't. And now you're looking at a much bigger problem, and I don't know what the way out of it is. I guess the only way is to try and get as many resources as you can possibly get back. But the idea of trying to appease Giannis with any trade, that's gone. Like, oh, he's only going to go to New York. No, that's just not how this is going to go. And if it is, then the Bucks have really filled their britches. If that's the only way this thing gets done, so be it. So I know Lori Nickel had another really good article. I think she talked with Giannis again. It's just a mess. And the season was a disaster. We saw the season unfolding. We knew it was a disaster. And then around the trade deadline, I thought if you get the right haul, probably wouldn't be the worst thing to just go. And now this whole, well, he wants to play with his brothers and he deserves this. And I'll say this. Giannis doesn't owe the Bucks anything, and the Bucks don't owe Giannis anything anymore.
I'm leery of when Giannis talks at this point now because I don't know what to trust or believe, right? I mean, he had those one-on-ones with Eric Name and Jim Owczarski a couple months ago. There's a quote in here from a team source. The crux of the issue is feeling Giannis doesn't want to be here on any given day. And when I read that, and Tausch, help me out. You're the one who played in the NFL for 11 years. You were in locker rooms. When, especially if it's a star player, that shouldn't we expect more from him than that? Like, I'm sorry you're disgruntled. I'm sorry that you're unhappy. You are getting paid handsomely. You are a superstar in the league. If your team around you is feeling like they don't know if you want to be here or not, does he not bear some responsibility for putting off that vibe?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt. You have to be able to compartmentalize, and when you're the leader and you've gotten everything that you've wanted. I mean, the Bucks, again, have they made all the right moves? Obviously not. Coaching decisions have been brutal. They made a big swing with Dame. I thought it was the right move. It didn't work. That happens in sports. They've done everything to appease Giannis. And the more I keep looking back, and I am all about star players are in the NBA especially, they're huge. You have to, there's got to be a line that you put. And the more I look at it now, with the Rodgers situation, and Favre's situation wasn't, I mean, it got acrimonious at the end. He wanted Randy Moss. Players always want stuff. I don't think I want to see that go anymore because it doesn't usually work. The only guy that I would trust in that is LeBron, because LeBron, what he does, he makes sure he gets with first and second overall picks. He ends up with the studs of studs. He knows how to GM and maneuver the market.
He does.
Giannis doesn't. I don't know how much Giannis was involved. I'm sure he was involved in a big way. But it has been a complete and utter bust the last 2 years. But I don't want to take away from his first stretch. He has been, he's going to be in all of the, it's going to tarnish his legacy. No, it's not. This last season obviously was disastrous. Really, the last couple. But that's not going to take away anything, the fact he brought a championship here, and it hadn't been in 50 years. He has brought Bucks basketball back into the top of the NBA. And now that era is gone. And now it's up to these guys to figure out how to reset. And unfortunately, it's going to be a very painful reset.
The other question I have, and then we'll get ready for Evan Cohen. There's a section in here where it talks about Rivers showing clips of Kyle Kuzma's mistakes. And then he was a DNP, coach's decision, for the first time in his career. And then Doc got after Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr. for playing selfishly, right? And Kuzma then went to those guys and said, don't worry about what the coaches say. We just came off of a story in which...
And then did Doc tell him about his resume and how
he did. Resume guy, God. Never good. No.
Anytime you're bringing out your resume, man, that's bad news.
But I do have to ask this because, again, you played in a different era, which wasn't as long ago as you might think.
Did I ever hear Brett Favre say, don't you know who I am? I started 297 straight games. No, the answer is no. I never heard him say that.
No, my question is, we just got done with the Matt LaFleur story, right, about players being unhappy with their roles and that playing a role in his grade that he got in the NFLPA report cards. Is coaching harder than ever?
Yes.
to manage people that are empowered?
I'm going to say this. It also is forcing you, because there used to be the old adage of if you're unhappy with your contract, you're going to play it out. And the I want volunteers, not hostages. It is 100% now in play. And are you appeasing the guys that when you say, no, we're going to trade you or we're going to get you out of here? Because you cannot have cancers in your locker room. You just saw, just imagine what the real story is behind all this. If this is the stuff that's getting out.
Right.
There's more. There's always more to these stories. And it's hard enough to win. It's hard enough to try to keep a cohesive locker room with all of the attention that these professional sports bring and the interest that you got. The good news is once Giannis is gone, there's going to be a build-up period where nobody's going to care. Like there's not going to be a ton of attention when they're trying to figure out. I don't think Kuzma's going to be here anyways, but with the guys that will be here, there's going to be a lot of room to grow, because I think the intrigue in the Shams Charanias of the world, it's not going to be as intriguing to them to report because you don't have a star like Giannis. That's a good and bad thing. But what we've learned is players have more power than ever, and it's up to them and the organization to figure out how to collaborate. There's no longer dictatorships in sports when you're talking about stars. You need to work together, and if you don't, we just saw what happens throughout the course of a basketball season. It's disastrous for everybody.
Well, I hope Taylor Jenkins is making note of that as the next Bucks coach after Doc moves on. Last thing before we get to Evan Cohen, I thought of Brett Favre. Remember that preseason game that was delayed by like 2.5 hours by thunderstorms against Tennessee?
Brett was flying over Nashville when Bevel called him. I do remember that.
So as much as I remember that, it was, in fairness, it was the last preseason game, and you guys that are veterans that were going to make the team would have had time off for that weekend. Frowned upon back then, sure, but not like major. This line in Shams' story, Antetokounmpo sat on the bench for the first half of the Bucks' loss in Chicago, but he left the United Center at halftime and was not present for the players-only meeting. What my issue with this story...
Well, and I mentioned, I don't remember which game we went to, but Giannis was never on the bench, and I thought, it's a home game.
Right.
Like, I understand you're going to rehab. Maybe you're even in there for a stretch.
Sure.
But it just, there was, you could sense it. Every fan in this, it wasn't just me that was noticing it. I told you the one game where he was taking his shoes off, and it's ugly, man. Like, there's obviously a lot of, I'm guessing this is like the husband and wife where there's no conversation. It's, you're just sitting there and you're like, the silent treatment.
Not that we know that by experience.
There's silent treatment where it's like, at least tell me something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you let that silent treatment go on, this is what you end up having. Dysfunction.
I'm sorry. I take that kind of stuff. Like, if you're a high school player and you're out with an injury, you still sit the bench with your team. You still attend the games. And for him to leave at halftime, it doesn't jibe with the image that he
it's time
portrays.
to, and I said this before, after that Oklahoma City game, it's time. Like, it's unfortunate, and I know there's still people that are like, well, let's hold out hope and let's do this. I don't think that's how this is going to shake out.
I don't think so either. Our show is going to shake out with Evan Cohen joining us next, but not until Tausch tells us about tomorrow's scheduled field trip to Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Yeah, we are hitting the road tomorrow to one of our favorite places, and it's only about an hour away from Madison. Jesse and I, we are going to be driving together, I believe. Jason, I think, is going to be on his way down, and we're going to be there on Wednesday, April 8th from 9 to noon for the show. And then the beautiful part is if you're 55 or older, come on down. Lunch hall's packed. It's going to be beautiful. They got all kinds of great, diverse dining options. and you're going to get, what is it, Jesse, 40% off, 50% off?
50%, I believe.
50% off of anything under $40, or it's 40% off of $50. It's a nice cut. Either way.
I don't qualify. Jason might. He's the one who might know more.
I'm not old enough yet to qualify for this.
And with over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment, who knows what else we'll get into. I can assure you this, we will be making some wagers down at that great sports book. They have the slots. They have table games. Again, those diverse dining options. And if you just want to check out some museum-worthy memorabilia, the Hard Rock Casino Rockford has it all. So come see us tomorrow, Wednesday, April 8th, right down in Rockford off of I-90, about an hour from Madison, Wisconsin. That big old purple and gold guitar off of I-90 down in Rockford, Illinois.
How long are we staying after the show tomorrow?
I know how long I'm staying, and if you're going to ride with me, it's probably...
We got a game at Fenway Park, first pitch at 12:35. If we're sticking around a little bit, put some wages on that. Just a thought.
Okay. We'll talk about that.
Curiosity.
You guys can plan your carpool. I plan on talking to Evan Cohen. He's scheduled to appear from Unsportsmanlike next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local instantaneously. Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Some drinks just belong in the summer rotation, and the new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack is one of them. This limited release blends refreshing lemon iced tea flavor with smooth vodka and no carbonation for a crisp, easy drinking sip that feels right at home on the porch, by the water, or by the grill. Cool, classic, and full of summer flavor, it's got the makings of a seasonal staple. The new carbless lemon iced tea vodka 4-pack. Go to drinkcarbless.com to find carbless brand new flavor near you and grab it while you can.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike during the nation's largest bike sale. That's right, the Wheel and Sprocket Bike Expo sale is back. And so is our trade-in, trade-up program, which means you can trade in your old bike for a gift card to use towards your new bike.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes. Over 2,000 brand new and used bikes on sale, along with thousands of accessories, from helmets and lights to car racks and more.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, trade in your old bike for a gift card towards a new bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 at the State Fair Park inside the Expo Center. Visit bikeexposale.com for details. Admission is free.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices? Right now, save on Livingston vegetable and flower seeds, 25% off MSRP, and get doorbuster pricing on Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer, $69.99. Rewards members save an extra $10. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline, 6 generations, family owned and operated, and now finally in Wisconsin, DJ Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, how are you?
I'm good.
Evan, how did you feel? Were you excited that the Big Ten won another national championship, or?
Oh my God!
What?
What a ridiculous thing! No, I'm not saying that towards you, Tausch. Smalls went with that this morning, and I just didn't understand. Like, I don't understand the idea of rooting for the conference.
Can I explain quickly? Can I explain quickly? Because the SEC has ate our lunch for all these years, and it just means more. And everybody that you see, if you played with or you talk to, that's. Oh, the SEC is king, blah, blah, blah. And now that the playing field is leveled and people are getting paid equally, allegedly, it's fun to tell them this is how that goes. So while I can't stand Michigan, but I really don't like Ohio State, that's why. Continue.
I understand. I don't subscribe to that same theory. Like, it's not like, if Wisconsin doesn't win, then Wisconsin doesn't win. At that point, I'll root for whatever storylines I want to root for, but I don't look at my Wisconsin fandom and say, okay, so here's who I want to win based on that. I actually went the other way of frustration of like, I can't believe Illinois makes it to the Final Four. We beat them in the Big Ten tournament, and we almost beat the champion in Michigan, right? So like, that's kind of where my mind goes. Because here's the other thing, Tausch. We don't do that in non-college sports. It's not like if the Packers get eliminated, you're like, yeah, you know what?
Go Bears!
NFC North hasn't won a title in a while. When was the last NFC North hasn't won a title since the Packers
I hope the Bears get it done. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're not saying, well, like if you eliminate the Packers titles, when was the last NFC North title? 85 Bears? Am I right? So we're going to say, like, I hope the Vikings. I hope the Vikings haven't. Vikings
no, it's
win,
actually it's the exact opposite.
NFC North.
Yep, unless you're Tony Cartagena and you want to see the Vikings just win that one.
Exactly.
Evan,
I'm a very frustrated Badger fan today, and I get it all and stuff, but like that news I did not expect, and maybe I'm just living under a rock.
How did you not expect it? How did you not expect it? Everybody knew that Blackwell was going to do this.
I know. I made a call yesterday. I don't want to reveal Ben Brust as my source.
Okay.
But I called him, and not going to reveal Ben Brust as my source. And I said, "What's going on here?" He goes, "What?" I said, "Blackwell's transferring." He goes, "Yeah, you didn't know that?" No, I didn't know that. I didn't know. He goes, "Yeah, it's been for a while."
What did Ben say about Nolan Winter? Is he going to transfer? Since you're revealing sources.
So I was on the phone with him for about 2 minutes, and someone else called that I deemed to be more important. I don't remember who that person was. Maybe it was Zach Showalter. I'm not sure. But then I hung up on Ben.
That's fair. How would you feel? So we're both, all of us are Badger basketball fans. How would you feel if what happened with Michigan, there's 5 transfers. Let's say next season Nolan leaves. Blackwell is going to leave. There's a full-on 7 or 8 new transfers from different places, and we win the national championship. Right. Will you be as happy as if it would have been in 15, or how do you process all of this as a Badger fan?
Well, so we're talking about hypothetical Badger championships.
Correct, like in 2020.
Right. So there's no hypothetical Badger championship that would have been better for me than 2000, which was the last time, ironically, the Big Ten won it all.
Correct.
Right? When that Wisconsin team got to the Final Four under Coach Bennett, I believe to this day, let's not use like the last 2 or 3 years, because obviously it's still too recent. I believe it's the lowest number, non-Cinderella, non-George Mason, whatever, of NBA games played by a Final Four team like in forever. Kirk Penny played 2. One for the Heat, one for the Clippers. That's the amount of NBA games played by that team. They make it to the Final Four. Unfortunately, they don't win it all, right? So in a hypothetical world of, we'll win with, quote-unquote, our guys, no, I think that if we become Michigan next year, I'd be as excited if Kaminsky, Decker, et cetera, Nigel Hayes would have won as next year, because that's the world we're living in now. Like, that's how you win, by acquiring. Like, if you look at it based on just the resume, like, it's so weird, Jason and Mark, to look at it as like, oh, you know how you win a title? Go get a backup big at UCLA. Go get a backup big at Illinois. Go get a starting guard at UNC who didn't live up to expectations. And go get the best player at UAB. That's how you're going to win a title. But that's literally what Michigan did.
Yeah.
Maybe I just can't retrain my brain to think that way, but it just won't be the same. And I don't anticipate the Badgers getting 7 transfers and winning the national title next year. But if it did happen, I think I'm more like Tausch said earlier in the show. I would enjoy that to some degree, but it wouldn't be the same as the 2000 team or the 2014 and 15 teams. It just wouldn't be the same.
But Jason, what you're saying is what people have said forever: built versus bought. I remember in San Antonio in 2013, 14, 15, around there, they put up that big billboard, built versus bought. And I remember going on the air and saying, I'm sorry, do the Spurs play for free? Are they all interns? And, like, are we going to sit there and say that if you, like, did Dusty May not build a team because they bought the right free agents?
Mm-hmm.
Like, transfers in this case? Like, you have to, if you look at that game last night, positionally, they had a true center, a true power forward, a true small forward. They were very smart and strategic the way in which they built the team, right? Now, it costs money by way of NIL, but if you look at those 14, 15 teams, the Badgers, Frank was a true center in college. Nigel Hayes, a true power forward in college. Sam Decker, a true small forward in college. They were built as well. Built differently, obviously, but built. This is how you build a team. Like, the Packers fans, so let me ask you this. Was it better to win with Rodgers and Favre because Favre was on the Falcons first? Or was it the same because you won the Super Bowl with both?
Yeah, I don't think it's the same discussion because...
Why?
Because free agent...
But Jason, go look at what those guys on Michigan did on other teams. And, like, they didn't do, like, the two bigs, Mara and Johnson, the power forward, I think, go look at those two guys on UCLA and Illinois, respectively. They were far on the Falcons. They basically did nothing.
Yeah, I think you make a good point. I want to get to the Giannis discussion, though, because you have a national perspective that we don't, and you know, reading Shams' story, I am really, I don't want to say frustrated, that's not the word I'm looking for, but I'm bothered by the fact that it feels to me that we're starting to peel kind of the facade off of Giannis, and maybe it's not quite as rosy as we wanted to think he was back when he was winning a title. And as I read these different pieces, and Shams's is pretty well reported from what I can tell, other than the fact that your Miami Heat almost acquired him at the trade deadline, what do you make of how ugly this has gotten between the Bucks and this major star?
Can I ask you a question in return, though? Because you just said something that neither Tausch nor I can specifically, professionally relate to. You just said, I believe it's pretty well reported. Tausch and I are talk show hosts. We're not reporters. You're a reporter by trade. What do you mean by that? What specifics in there do you say that's pretty well reported? Explain that.
It would appear he has a number of sources, not just one or two, which I think is one of the many things that's wrong with how we have started to do this job. I believe there's one where it talks about a team meeting in which there are 6 people that confirm the details of that team meeting and what Doc Rivers said in it. Now, I don't know Shams, but I would think he's an ethical guy, so he's not making stuff up. There's fans that really don't like Shams. They think he has an agenda. I don't know him at all. This story doesn't strike me as, oh, here's a reporter with an agenda. This strikes me as, here's a guy getting answers, giving people anonymity to be able to speak their mind and give details that they wouldn't otherwise give if they had to put their names on it. So that's why, in reading it, it felt like it was thoroughly reported to me.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so where I think this is, let me be totally honest on this. These last few weeks are the first time I've ever said I think he's going to be in another uniform. I do now think he's going to be traded. I've never felt that way before. I also have felt that maybe, possibly, not maybe, possibly. I've said on your show, make him leave. Even if he doesn't sign the extension, make him walk away. You know, he's so dead set on not being the bad guy. If you don't extend him because he says no, and you don't trade him, after next season, he has to say to the Bucks, I no longer want to be here. I still think there's an argument to be made for that.
Evan, then you end up with nothing?
I'm not, Tausch. Right. Hold on. I'm not saying to actually do that anymore. I'm saying there can be an argument to be made to do that. I am no longer going to be the person that does that. What I think is the weirdest thing, the single weirdest thing about the Giannis-Bucks relationship. Do you know that the Milwaukee Bucks, you do, I'm saying this rhetorically, but the Milwaukee Bucks were once fined for tampering with Giannis, who was on their team. The NBPA is now doing an investigation with the NBA as to potentially, quote-unquote, tanking because of Giannis with the Bucks. Somehow, they have had multiple investigations about their relationship, not with other teams, not the Miami Heat or Toronto Raptors or Dallas Mavericks or Lakers or Warriors or any of the teams that have ever been linked to him, going after him and tampering that way. It's just, it almost comes off, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is when there's a squabble, when there's an issue, when they're trying to figure things out, they can't communicate about it.
And why is that? Is that
I don't know.
Is that an immaturity on Giannis's part, or why is it? Because I'm sure if Giannis knocked on the door and said, I want to go talk to Haslam and or Horst or whomever, they would be more than happy to have that and get the understanding of where his head's at and what they want to do. Why has it gotten to this point?
I don't know. I don't know if it's I want no blood on my hands.
That's why we pay you. That's why we pay you the big bucks, so you can say, I don't know, huh? Analyst stuff there, huh?
Well, snap. It is.
I mean, the results will be what they're going to be, right, Ev? We don't know, right?
The results are the results. It is what it is. I think that Giannis is very much, let me say it this way. I think it comes off as Giannis wants to play every game, wants to win every game, wants the players and the coaches that he wants around him, but does not want to be blamed for having different players and different coaches that maybe he would have requested, that he wants no blood on his hands, and if he's able to leave, he wants it to be their fault, not his. The Ramona Shelburne story a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, where in that story, the quote from Wes Edens, majority governor of the team, saying if he doesn't sign the extension, we're going to have to trade him, is like a dream come true for him, because now he has the finger to point to someone else. So it's the weirdest thing. It's one of these things for me that I think is going to end ugly, and 5 to 10 years from now, he comes back for the statue, and Milwaukee's his forever home. I can't see this being like a Favre or Rodgers, whatever it is, where it's like, it'll be ugly for a little bit, but he's never not going to come back. I don't see it like that. Maybe I'm wrong. And Jason, here's the thing. Jason Wilde, at however old you are at this point, he's still the Jason Wilde at 10, 11, 12 years old when it comes to one thing. And not that I knew you then, but I know enough. You want to believe that the perfect athlete exists, and the perfect athlete through your eyes and your values. And it just is never going to happen that way. And your disappointment, I can hear it in your voice, is based on you thinking, if I'm really going to psychoanalyze it, Aaron was once that, and now he's not.
Oh, but Aaron was for Jason because they had so many congruous paths in life. That's why those two loved each other the way they did.
He was for Jason, right?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm not done.
And then
Aaron was for Jason.
Yep, go ahead. My bad.
And then, in theory, while Jason doesn't know Giannis, every breadcrumb he gets for Giannis is one that he can pass along in influence to others. And
this is deep.
Reveals, you know what? He's a regular person who has made mistakes, just like those people he's working with and for. And, of course, there are going to be some blemishes on the resume.
Evan,
and Jason, understandably, doesn't want to see it.
Boy, you decrescendoed 3 times there.
Right.
Do Wisconsin sports fans lionize their stars too much?
Wow.
Because think about this. We're very insecure. Everybody always wants, Giannis. This whole Giannis thing for 5 years, we've been insecure because we're sick of all the national media trying to get out of Milwaukee because, like LeBron said, Stephen A. Smith has said, we don't want to go to Milwaukee in June, even though it's a beautiful place.
Why? It's beautiful.
I understand, but I'm telling you what they say. So do we as fans, we love so hard, just like Dick Bennett always says, hold on loosely. We squeeze too hard, and that lionizes these folks, canonizes them, and then when they do things that are human, we're shocked.
Yes. Wow. Best point you've ever made.
Thank
Walk
you.
off,
All right.
You're done. That's a great
All right, buddy.
take.
We'll catch you next week.
I have a question in return to that, though, in all seriousness.
You just said walk
Where did
off.
that start?
I was actually going to go walk off. You can't tell somebody to walk off and then not let them walk off.
Need some coffee.
No, I'm not walking off. You're walking off. I didn't make the point.
Oh, so you're going to talk to Jason. I can walk off.
Yeah, go ahead. Actually, Jason would be better at answering this. Jason, where did that theory, or who did that start with? Like, who was the first Wisconsin sports figure that, to use Tausch's terms, we lionized? And the great Wisconsin sports fans said, this person is perfection for us, and that's how we're going to act towards everyone. Where did that start?
I don't know about that. I know the fear of people leaving us goes all the way back, obviously, to Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? And then there was like Gary Sheffield at one point for Brewers fans. Obviously, the Favre thing was the coup de grace.
Prince Fielder for the younger fans.
By the way, I just...
But you know what's interesting about that? For Badger fans?
Deion Sanders.
Two people that I would...
back in.
The two people that I would do that with as Badger fans, they never let me down. Barry Alvarez and Dick Bennett. Never let me down. Even when Dick Bennett walked away,
left.
Right?
He went coach somewhere else.
Or something. Years later, it wasn't the same. It was not like he did not dump Wisconsin for Washington State.
It's true.
He walked away because he thought that was all he could do there, and he was right. And he left it to Brad Soderberg, who was his right-hand man, and then years later he knew his son was an even better coach than he was. How do I get him in? And Dick Bennett never, ever let me down as a Wisconsin fan, and neither has Coach Alvarez. Barry Alvarez has had more job offers to go elsewhere than any of us know, outside of, well, I was going to bring somebody up who listens every week who may do play-by-play. But anyway, so Barry Alvarez had so many opportunities to walk away and never did. So for me...
And the testament to that is he now does a show with Jesse Nelson. He still hasn't walked away from that.
Still got it.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That has let me down. Choosing to work with Jesse, that has let me down, actually, now that I think about it.
I know you have to talk to L.A., so we will let you go.
Yes.
So, Evan, before you go, would you rather it be like LeBron, where he is uber, like, I'm doing this, or how Giannis has handled his business?
Wait, explain the LeBron thing?
LeBron dictates everything. He is. This is what I'm doing.
So did Giannis.
Well,
So
but
did
he
Giannis.
doesn't.
But he doesn't own the fact that he's doing it.
Passively aggressively.
Yes. That's my issue with this. It's not that he has let me down because I have put him on a pedestal, or
I think it's immaturity.
And I think
I do.
My issue is with inauthenticity. If there and Evan, you and I have not seen eye to eye on everything over our time together. But there's one thing about you: you are authentically you. And I do not.
What does that mean, Jason?
That you don't fake. You're not fake.
Yeah. Saying I'm not nice. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
But that's fine.
and you're a jerk. Yeah. And you're mean,
that's
and you're very
exactly
mean to him.
And we
And you don't.
language more
Can we
colorful,
stop? Can we stop doing this?
Go boo in a bar.
You brought it up. I didn't.
I just was trying to. He should be gone already. Talking to Los Angeles.
Well,
why are you still here?
Yeah, why haven't they called? They haven't called.
Oh boy, you're insecure now.
What's going on there?
Somebody else is insecure. Why doesn't LA love me? Why do these guys love me so much and these guys don't?
Oh, L.A. Tausch. They love me. I was in L.A. last week. Oh, boy.
I heard you were miserable on vacation. That's what I heard from that last week.
Evan, we're going to let you go.
You did.
You did. He did
You
say
told
that.
us.
That's true.
Like, you have no interest in doing the Hollywood sign. You're only doing it. You're getting dragged along. Yeah,
that was the day I was. But I was trying to make a flight. I was very nervous because of TSA and everything like that. But thankfully,
Sure.
LAX got in and out in 5 minutes.
Great job.
JFK took almost 3 hours.
Yeah, great job. That's
Yeah,
different.
Tausch, I haven't heard from you much recently.
Different coasts.
Interestingly enough.
Different coasts, huh? Ain't that something?
I don't even understand what he's saying. Man.
I don't even.
Whoa, Nelly!
Okay. I think.
Wait, guys.
Oh, sure.
Final answer, which can be changed 1,000 times. Will Giannis be traded this summer?
Yes.
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 Okay, I think so too.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff.
I also don't understand if the whole thing is he wants to play with his brothers. Does he not get 2 roster spots on his new team?
No.
Are you going to trade for Giannis and say the 2? Oh, you really? You think he won't on the
Nope.
new team?
Not if.
Interesting.
I just am curious if he's going to be able to dictate.
I disagree.
You think both?
'cause I can tell you right now.
You think both of the
This is
Antetokounmpo
LA.
brothers are going to be there with him wherever they trade?
No, I think Chris Middleton. I think Chris Middleton will be there off the bench wherever he goes next. See you guys. Bye.
He just said he had his brothers with him.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he was stalling until LA called.
That felt a little disjointed. Thanks to Evan Cohen for joining us. More Wilde Tausch. Straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off-season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Legacy? Yingling, 197 years family owned. That's elite. But legends evolve. Meet Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and it actually tastes like beer. Crisp, clean, goes the distance. No regret in a can here. Your beer should keep up with you. Flight's putting up MVP numbers in the light beer game. The other guys on the bench. Wisconsin, level up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination, with a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Brian Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Gorilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Brian Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
Homer here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived and it'll be a great time to open your windows and... Wait, your windows won't open easily? They leak when it rains? They have cracked glass? They need repainting again? It's time to talk with the pros at Window Nation and put an end to your window problems. Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation, easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0% interest financing for 5 years. As a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is your home. Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and close, won't leak when it's rainy or windy, and are maintenance-free. Put an end to your window problems now. Save big with Window Nations. The more you buy, the more you save. Visit windownation.com to book a consultation.
Heading to Milwaukee's east side? Make Veer North your first stop. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strove. Here to tell you at Veer North you can catch the big game, hop on a shuttle to the stadium, or hang out for live music all summer long. Elevated food, craft drinks, and a packed event lineup. Veer North knows how to keep the energy going as the weather starts to warm up. Close to Fiserv Forum, Summerfest, and UWM. It's the perfect place to pregame, postgame, or just stay for the whole thing. Veer North, right where Milwaukee comes together.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
No better time to check out Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. I assume the next episode will be about the Giannis saga. Right now it's the Bucks versus the World, available now, narrated by Charlie Behrens. You can find that on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
Season 7 will be the Bucks versus Shams.
That's a pretty good line, actually. It's not bad. And it'll be starring Taylor Jenkins. I saw that he's expected to be the next coach when Doc gracefully steps down after the season. Tausch, I guess I was kind of... I guess I don't know what to think about the Giannis thing now that I thought I was going to get our NBA insider and national voice, and instead he just psychoanalyzed me, which I did not see coming.
I didn't know where you wanted me to go from there. I don't know what, from Evan's standpoint, he's changed his tune a little bit, but the concept of leaving Giannis and just letting him ride out his contract and leave is idiotic beyond idiotic. And I don't think that's what he's advocating, but he said that. Force Giannis. We don't need to continue to just force in a relationship that's obviously tattered beyond most recognition. It's time to let's mediate and let's move on with our lives. I think that's where we're at. We're not in the mood to let's hold out hope that something is going to change. This is where it's at, and it is toxic. That's obviously been showcased with these articles.
Yeah, what bothered me, and I didn't get a chance because then L.A. apparently finally called Evan, is that he felt different to me. It's not this idealized view like I have of Robin Yount, who, by the way, from all my experiences and interactions with him, I'm happy to report that he has not let me down as the player that I idolized as a kid growing up. And I know that that's not the case for a lot of folks, whoever they might have looked up to when they were young. But with Giannis, it just felt, remember when we were, talking about the Disney movie and then the book and that, like, his story.
That movie wasn't very good either.
It was not. No, I would agree.
I still haven't seen it.
It was like it felt like he was authentic, and now maybe he's changed. I don't know. Again, I don't cover him the way Eric Name covers him. I'd be curious, with beers on the table, what Eric would say about his interactions with him in recent years versus earlier in their time, much like myself with Rodgers. Like, again...
You two should write a book together.
That's a great idea. Me and Eric?
When lions lose their mane.
It's quite...
That title would not make me pick up that book.
Well, then don't read it. It'd be like Jason's last book.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Like, I feel like there's been a petulance to how Giannis has behaved. Like, he's kind of like
immaturity. I don't know if I'd say there's an immaturity to the whole thing, and part of it is I think he came in, and not that he was not a star. He earned and worked, and that was his approach, and that's his background, and we love that part of it. And I think he continued on, and then, as the championship and the championship run went on, I think everybody was dialed in because everything was working. And now things haven't worked, and there's a frustration level that I don't think Giannis envisioned ever having happened, because when you're young, you're working towards it, and you see that time is kind of elapsing. Then you start pressing. And instead of having conversations and kind of growing, I think you can go the other way. And for Giannis, it just feels like he's been so frustrated, he doesn't know how to channel that.
He doesn't want to look like the bad guy. It feels to me like the number one thing that motivates him in how he handles all this other non-actual on-the-court making plays part of this saga is, I just don't want to be the bad guy. I just don't. And I'm going to say things that sound good. And, I mean, I was reading Laurie's interview with him. He says lots of things that you like to hear, right? I just don't know if they're believable as I read them. And that's what bothers me. And so while I appreciated Evan's psychoanalysis, it's inauthenticity really bothers me. Like, again, you can say what you want about me. I certainly have all kinds of foibles, but I'm not fake. And sometimes that's to my detriment, and I say stupid things, or I embarrass myself, or I let my temper get the best of me. But it feels like he has revealed himself to be not the guy that we were sold. And I don't like images versus reality.
I guess I just look at it like I think he's immature. I think he is the guy that he's sold. He is a kid. He's a fun-loving, when everything is kind of rolling. And I think as he has grown, I don't think the maturity has kind of kept up with how he's grown. And now he's kind of found himself, and he's always been able to kind of, because he's been so talented, he's always been able to kind of figure things out, and now he doesn't have any answers. And I think he's really struggling with how the answer is going to play into his whole deal. He is, as I said, man, nobody is going to besmirch him. This is an ugly period, but this is just one era of where I think all of us wish it didn't happen. It did, but it'll be a long forgotten, it'll be a bygone era as far as what happens in his career. Now, it can still get uglier. I would advocate for both sides to not let that happen.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on from this. And to Tausch's point that he made earlier, which I thought was a really good one, about not owing anybody anything at this point, while the Bucks want to get the best deal they can, in reading Shams' piece, one of the reservations is that teams don't have any guarantees that they give up all these assets and then he doesn't re-sign with them. And so it is going to be a tricky situation this summer as well. And then
you got
what
a
happens?
lot of gamblers in this league. You got a lot of gamblers.
Sure.
People
I
are going to
understand.
roll the dice that they get him there. They'll get him to figure it out. But such is life. The Bucks can't worry about that. The Bucks have to say, this is what we're... And they had all these offers at the trade deadline. Let's see what kind of offers they're able to secure over this period of time.
Mm-hmm. The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it. Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
The Island Resort and Casino welcomes you to another unforgettable golf season at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Beginning in July, stay and play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Courses open May 1st. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now, and we will return to our more traditional lane of the Green Bay Packers. Tausch, the Green Bay Packers are 16th, dead center in the middle of the National Football League in cap space available. $22 million. And in the vacuum that is...
Is there anybody better at their job in the Packers organization than Russ? Like, who's done a better job of...
Marge the seamstress.
Yeah, I was going to say, who does the jerseys?
She retired, right? I think she retired a while ago.
She did. Yeah, we love her, but yes, she retired.
There's a couple of beer vendors that get me every time I go to a game, and they're like, "Hey, beer."
Sure. I mean, we analyze we analyze Matt LaFleur to the nth. We analyze Goody and Mark Murphy and Mr. Policy, and I mean, everybody is analyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got warts, they've got pluses, they've got minuses. Now, granted, Russ isn't making the decisions of, hey, we're going to extend this guy. Like they're saying, get this done, do it in the best structure. And for the Green Bay Packers to have really the highest paid defender, I think Myles Garrett's less than, I think Mike is the highest paid defender, right? In the entire NFL.
Let me check that for you. Yeah.
And a quarterback that is at the top of the market. And for him to continue to maneuver and not really have a ton of dead cap, not really have a ton of spots where you can't go and get, of any time, this would be the year I'd be like, I ain't going to be able to go and get Dexter Lawrence or DeMarcus Lawrence or Johnny Lawrence. Like but we have the cap space that if you want to go and do that, you can. I think Russ Ball has done a fantastic job of figuring out his philosophy and sticking to it and always having the Green Bay Packers in position financially to go and do what they want to go and do. And now part of that is Goody's, the way he's approaching it. But I just think that a lot of times we sit and critique all the time up here from the cheap seats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Russ Ball deserves some attaboys. Continue.
I don't disagree. Now, the Dexter Lawrence piece, to your point that you made when we started talking about this.
I think it's DeMarcus Lawrence, too. Or am I wrong? Is it Dexter?
No, it's Dexter Lawrence.
I was right the first time.
You were.
Dexter
Who's
Lawrence.
DeMarcus?
That's a different Lawrence.
No
He's the
relation.
Seattle Lawrence.
Who's Martin Lawrence?
Lawrence Welk.
It's a different Lawrence.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
Straight of Lawrence.
Straight of Hormuz. Game over. George Strait.
Whoa, Nelly!
Dexter Lawrence, I don't think, like, they could manage. You build the contract in a way that it has a low early price tag. They could acquire him. It's not that. It's
a bad year last year.
Right, and what are the after having his contract sweetened a year ago, by the way, by the Giants, and now he's unhappy again. My question is, what are the assets that they have to be acquiring people right now? It's just like this Anthony Richardson thing. Are they going to be trading 2027 picks when they're expecting to have a bunch of compensatory selections if they're going to acquire people? They have 7 picks right now, and 2 of them are 7th rounders. They don't have their first round pick. They don't have a lot of assets right now at this moment to be giving up for in trades. So that's the part that I don't understand why people might be getting their hopes up for a guy who, as you pointed out, did not have a great year last year.
No, and he's getting older. The bottom line on this is I don't think this is going to happen. But if they have the assets, this isn't you're not trading for Micah Parsons. You're not trading for the dude from the Jets. You're trading for an older player that had a bad year that's disgruntled.
I understand.
You want to bring more disgruntlement into the locker room. Okay. The problem is he's going to want a new deal. That's where I think this gets. You don't think you can get him for a second-round pick? I do.
Right, and you have holes in your roster everywhere. You do not like.
One of those holes is in the D-line.
Right, but if you give up a second-round pick and you pay a player like Dexter Lawrence, who we both agree is not in his prime or is approaching the end of his prime.
Jason, they're not going to do it. But I'm saying they could if they wanted to. Everybody would say, well, they don't have the resources. You can find resources when you need them.
Now
this
when you
isn't
have
the
to
Bucks.
replenish your roster after how many free agents left? 5? You signed a return guy. You signed a corner. You're still not deep enough at corner. You've got your number 1 corner who's going to be disgruntled about his existing contract. You are putting your hope, apparently, in a guy that's played in 1 out of a possible 36 games to potentially be your number 2 running back, right? I mean...
Oh, we're drafting a running back. You know that we're drafting
Okay, but the more draft picks you trade, he has to trade to acquire draft picks. Right now,
Which player on this roster is most likely to be traded for a draft pick?
Again, I was asked this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy about trading Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave and, to me, Dontavion Wicks are in the same boat. They are inexpensive labor in the final year of their contracts who can still contribute to your team. And then you can let them walk for a compensatory pick in 2028 if you'd like. They're not the greatest players on your roster, but you still need players like that. That for Russ Ball to do what he does, you need guys like that to be on your team still because they don't cost that much.
Yeah,
which allows you to tailor your contracts for the big guys.
If you get draft picks, you reset that clock. And this idea of, everything's a compensatory pick. We all thought Sheeto was going to get us a third. Sheeto's maybe going to get us a sixth.
Right. What are you getting for what do you think? If you were a general manager, given the career that Luke Musgrave has had in the last year of his contract, what are you giving up for Luke Musgrave?
Sixth at best.
Right. So isn't it better to just have him on the roster and hope you can get more production out of him?
Not if he's going to play. Man, he had every opportunity last year. He wasn't even getting reps at the end of the year. Like his rep count.
Right, and one of the guys that played ahead of him is out for the year with Achilles tear.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, sixth-round picks, the people that are sixth-round picks are not always going to come in and help you. You need players that can play right now.
But a guy that's been here 3 years that hasn't helped you yet isn't going to help you either.
He missed 10 games his second year with a broken ankle. He missed most of the second half of his rookie season with that lacerated kidney.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's healthy and he gives you something this season.
Maybe.
I don't see this team
Jason,
doing.
He doesn't block, and I don't know if he's he's a talented cat, man. He's obviously the reason they drafted him is because he ran. He's a
runs
athlete.
like the wind. Yep.
But he's like a baby deer. Like he just has not figured that part out yet, where you're collecting yourself and spatial awareness. There's things I don't know. Maybe he's going to turn that around. I hope he does. But Tucker Kraft comes back. I don't think they're going to be doing a bunch of too tight sets. They're going to want to get Matthew Golden.
That was what they wanted to do a year ago.
But that's not what they're going to want to do now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be looking at this, and maybe something will be different. If they're going to go too tights and run the ball, they're going to bring in old Kennard and then let him go run routes. Because I'll be honest, his spatial awareness is pretty good. His ball security,
not as good.
But pretty good after the catch guy. This is all going to come down to what kind of offense are they going to do. Are they going to open this thing up and let Jordan Love cook like Joe Thomas said on our show?
Mm-hmm.
I would think that they're going to lean more on that and, have the run game be a little bit, the 52-48 split I don't think is going to be where they're at. I think you're going to see this ratchet up closer to 60 on the pass side of it. And
how does that jibe with going back to year one of the offense?
I don't count year one because it was a hybrid
No. He said we're going back to year one of the playbook.
Oh, tell me.
Well, to me, that means more under center, more play action passing, more running outside zone. If that's what it is, and again, I don't know when we're going to talk to Matt LaFleur after he said that at the NFL meetings, but if you're going to do that, year one was also a pretty close split between pass and run, if I recall correctly, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. So, again, I don't know the answer to that question. My point is simply, I don't see them. I will be surprised if they are a 60% pass team slinging around the yard and counting on that offensive line, which has some unproven pieces, to manage to protect the quarterback to keep him healthy without a backup quarterback that they trust, Desmond Ridder. Yeah. So I don't know we're a long way away from the first game, but this feels to me like a team that has holes that need to be filled in the draft, a general manager that needs to trade back to be able to do that, and if the coach is talking about going back to a year one playbook, that strikes me as going back to the fundamentals of what this offense is supposed to be about, as opposed to how far away they've gotten away from.
Sounds like you think we should shut the season down. Not even go out there. We can't do it.
That's not what I'm saying at all. Come on, that's not true.
Well, all the holes and all this other stuff. You know what? Every team's got issues that they got to deal with.
They only have 7 picks.
So what?
You can't do draft and develop or draft and replace. They would be the smallest draft class he's ever had.
So what?
And they have holes on the roster.
How many draft picks last year contributed out of the 7 or 8? I don't know how many picks they had last year. 9, 10, whatever it was. How many were key contributors last year?
They only had 8. Your draft picks last year were Matthew Golden, Anthony
Minimal
Belton,
contributor.
Anthony
Big-time
Belton,
contributor.
Savion Williams, who was
Very small contributor.
Barron Sorrell.
Minimal.
Colin Oliver, who took a medical red shirt.
Minimal.
Warren Brinson, who played a meaningful number of snaps. Micah Robinson, who they released and was signed off their practice squad by Tennessee. And John Williams, who took a medical red shirt.
Okay, and we all sit here and say, if, that's a championship team.
Right, but rewind to the 2024 draft, and Edgerrin Cooper played a ton. Javon Bullard played a ton. Evan Williams played a ton. Jordan Morgan was rotating at guard and started, I don't know how many games in 2024. Like, you can't say because last year's draft class didn't play a ton, doesn't mean that this year's won't have to, right? Like, we don't know what the injuries are going to be.
And you just said, all you need is 2 or 3 guys that are going to be key contributors. That's what you're looking for. And ideally, they'd be in certain spots, whether it's an O lineman, a D lineman, or a corner. That's what you're looking for. And you find a running back that you can fit in that's going to be...
You just mentioned 4 positions. 4.
Yeah, shut the season down. I think we should shut her down.
That's not what... Take it to the bank at Associated Bank. They've got the best customer service in the industry, and they've got the awards to prove it. And if you've been thinking about making the switch, now's the time to do it. Whether it's early pay, so you have access up to 2 days early to your direct deposit from your employer, whether it's fraud protection, which I experienced myself, or if it's the opportunity to make sure that your credit is where it needs to be with credit monitoring. And, of course, there's also Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen. Designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
When I think about the Chicago Bears specifically, that stadium on the lake in downtown Chicago, that matters. This version of the Bears is not a version that we've seen in some time, but yet that brand of the monsters of the Midway and this toughness with Chicago has existed. I don't know if that translates in Indiana. Sure, the fans will probably show up because the team is good. They've got a lot to cheer for the first time in a long time. You may have a franchise quarterback for the first time in a long time, so you'll trek over to Indiana if you have to. MetLife in New Jersey, as someone who lives in New York, that stadium does not feel like New York at all. It feels very sterile and it's very far away. And that's a real shame because New York City is one of the most vibrant places in the world. And it has one of the best personalities of a city in the world. And you go out to that stadium and it's like, it doesn't feel like that. And I don't want that to happen to Chicago.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Get those dialing fingers ready as the Iron Jock contest is right around the corner. Let's see what number we land on.
So, Jason, if Goody does not have a 2023 draft, that was the Edgerrin Cooper, right? 2023 was Edgerrin Cooper?
Correct. No, 2024.
2024. The Edgerrin Cooper. Who else did you name off that list? Evan Williams.
So, if we go back and look at the last, like the Jordan Love era, right? And even if we start with that 2022 class, which was Rodgers last year, where Walker played right away, Wyatt didn't play a ton until later in the season, Watson and Dobbs played right away, Zach Tom played right away. Like, his philosophy, you know, there's a debate in the YouTube comments now. One person is arguing good teams find year one contributors. And in the very next comment, it's good teams don't rely on rookies. Well, I'm telling you, Goody told us how he views this. He wants guys to play, get through growing pains, and by the end of the season, they are, in his mind anyway, fully formed NFL players who are ready to play at a high level. Now, I don't know if that's always true, because I look at Luke Musgrave, for example, who missed the second half of his rookie season in 2023 with that lacerated kidney, who missed 10 games in 2024 with a broken ankle. But if that's the case, then he is what he is at this point. So, and if you're hoping, like I am, to suggest that, well, maybe you could get more out of him than you have to this point if he stays healthy and Tucker Kraft is healthy, so he's a complementary piece, maybe I'm unrealistic about that. But in 2023, you know, Van Ness played, not a ridiculous amount, but he played a fair amount, right? Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed was their leading wide receiver in both 23 and 24.
23 was supposed to be a rebuild. Yep. Tucker
Kraft took over when Musgrave got hurt and obviously took off like a meteor. Colby Wooden played a bunch. Dontavion Wicks played a bunch. Carl Brooks played a bunch. Carrington Valentine ended up starting like 14 games because that was the year that was that the year of discontent, or was that the year of Jair Alexander's discontent? So he ended up playing a bunch. Like, those guys all had to play roles right away. And the 2022 class, which we just watched a bunch of them go out the door, there's like 240 games of starts that have to be replaced there.
Can this team, when they get their guys healthy, can they win if none of these draft picks are huge contributors?
If they have way better fortune on the injury front than we've seen them have, right? Like, they had 17 guys on IR by the end of last season, including their two biggest stars on each side of the ball, and a guy that wasn't on IR that might as well have been because he tore his patellar tendon. And they played the gamesmanship of hoping that putting his blood in a blender was going to allow him to come back and play through
Putting his blood in a blender?
What's the thing where they spin your blood and then they re-put it into you? What's that called?
I don't think it's a blender. PRP?
See, that's more helpful.
Okay. Fair enough.
The idea that they can stay as healthy as they were hoping to gives me the thought that they have a chance.
What I'm asking is, this roster, as we sit here right now, fully healthy. There'll be injuries. I'm not going to sit here and say, now, is it going to be to the same degree as last year? You can't imagine that it would be, but you never know. Can this roster, as it's constituted right now, without any draft picks, win a championship?
Fully healthy with no injuries, yes. But I don't live in... Do we live in that world?
I mean, there's never been a season where you've been through without any injuries. But if you're telling me right now you're going to give me Micah, Tucker, Jordan...
Watson.
I don't think Watson's going to play 17 games. I'm not expecting Watson to play 17 games. There's going to be, if it's a hammy, there's going to be something that'll flare up for 3 or 4 weeks. We'll be able to overcome that. But if he's out for an extended period of time, yeah, that's troublesome.
Zach Tom,
we need.
Is Jordan Morgan any good?
All right, Jesse, top 5. We need to do a list. We need a list. Top 5, gotta have them. Top 5, gotta have them. You can phrase it however you want. Guys because I do think that this roster, as we sit here right now, the O-line is what is concerning to me. But who are the gotta have them? We can't have them miss more than a couple games. Don't have to put Jordan Love in there. That's a given. That's a complete given. Who are you putting on your list?
We will do that list after we get a list of callers, 100 or more perhaps, that are interested in winning a great prize from Iron Jock.
Indeed. We're going to go I love the number 140 just has got a sweet spot in my heart. We're going to go 140. Caller 140 to win an Iron Jock hoodie. Again, that's caller number 140. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every kind of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock will keep you dry, comfortable, and confident. And you can spend $50, you get 30% off, and you're going to get 2 free pair of socks. All you got to do is use the code SOCKS2. That's SOCKS and the number 2. Iron Jock's going to help you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. Caller 140 to win an Iron Jock hoodie at 844-770-3776.
Caller 140 wins the Iron Jock hoodie. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Summertime is when you'll find the largest selection of homes on the market.
But it's the bottom of the ninth, as it's also the time when homes move the quickest.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Andrea Woshinski. With more buyers competing, preparation, speed, and expert local guidance can make all the difference.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
There's nothing more meaningful that you can do for yourself, your family, or your friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. QC Kinetics takes care of your pain in the office, and you go right on with your day. It's that easy. If you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient that QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every single day. If you have consistent joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, the pain keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. If you're missing work or saying no to activities that you enjoy, if you don't want surgery or a long recovery, and you feel like you're at the end of your rope, taking medications every day just to get through. If you answered yes to any one of those, today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. With locations in Mequon and Greenfield, plus weekend appointments, QC Kinetics treatments are made easy. Done in office, and you go about your day. The consultation is absolutely free, so don't wait. Give them a call today at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Elevate your home field advantage by designing it around the way you actually live. Mike Wood here from Callan. What if your home perfectly fit your lifestyle? For 40 years, Callan has helped homeowners like you transform your living spaces from energy-efficient windows and doors to beautiful kitchens and spa-worthy bathrooms, featuring superior quality and craftsmanship you can see and feel for years to come. We start by listening and end with a home you truly love. Request your consultation today at callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan. Design, build, live.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
The Island Resort and Casino welcomes you to another unforgettable golf season at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Beginning in July, stay and play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Courses open May 1st. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
So what are we calling this? The 5 gotta have 'ems?
Well, that's what I came up with, but I'm not the wordsmith on this panel. That's you.
I'm just going to cheat like I usually do on lists. The 5 players, the Packers, they're the most important players that stay healthy. Like, I don't want to... That's not exactly wordsmithing, but they're the most vital to their success. They can't live without them.
Should we draft like we did? It's kind of becoming a little thing. We do a little
snake draft?
Yeah, we had the disgruntled look last week, and now
are we going to end up with more players than deserve to be on the lists then?
Not if we go 3. I think if we get to 9, I think we're going to be fine. We can just do a 3-person draft, and we'll flip it this time because I was fortunate to get the first pick last time, so I will go 3rd this time, and we'll snake
so you get to pick back to back.
Yeah, so we get 3. Everybody gets 3 players of the season. We're going to need this guy to be there for the full season in order to chase down a championship.
All right, so let's do that next because Jesse's still finishing up with the
I think
Iron
he's done.
Jock winner.
Looks like he's all figured out. He's back there. He's looking fresh.
Well, we'll do it next anyway because I want to ask you this. So you got after me. I got irritated with you. Let's just shut down the season. So you're in a different place in how you view this team than I am?
No, I think this team outside of the offensive line is built to win. I think I like.
You feel good about the defense?
I do.
You feel good about the corners?
I would like and I think they're going to add a corner. That's going to be one of the positions that they address. I think they're going to add a home run hitting running back, and that whether or not they're going to be the guy, I don't know. That's what they're going to do via the draft. I'm concerned about the O-line. I'm concerned about the left tackle. Is he going to be up to the task? He's a first-round pick. He moves his feet well. It's a whole different animal, and there's going to be some growing pains with him, especially early in the season. But to Goody's point, if he's playing good football by Thanksgiving, we're going to be in a good spot. I love our receiving core. I think Tucker Kraft's going to be back healthy. I think Jordan Love is right where he should be. I think he's ascending. So I feel that's obviously a big question mark if we can stay healthy and what kind of offensive line we're going to have because we weren't good enough last year. And we haven't done anything other than getting rid of Shido and having a first-round pick in there at left tackle. That is one of the crux points. Lucas Van Ness is another crux point. Is it going to swing positively? I think most fans are going to say, well, anybody but Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary, to Goody's press conference, he had 60 pressures and 7.5 sacks. That's a lot of production that has to get replaced. So there's a lot of guys that need to stay healthy, but just on the surface, do I think that this roster is good enough? As long as Micah Parsons and Tucker and all those guys are healthy, I do believe so. But there does need to be some reinforcements brought in case there are some of these injuries that inevitably happen in an NFL season.
So when you look back on, for example, because everyone uses this as the gold standard, and rightfully so, even though when people were using it as an example last year, I pushed back and said, well, the Packers of 2010 lost some very important pieces. They didn't lose the best player on each side of the ball. They didn't lose Charles Woodson, right? They didn't lose Greg Jennings. Certainly, Jermichael Finley was a very important piece of what your offense was. Certainly, you were an important piece.
As long as Aaron Rodgers and Charles Woodson and Clay Matthews were there, I think we were in a good spot. A lot of the other pieces, we figured out.
So my question is, the other pieces, like you lose Nick Barnett, and Desmond Bishop had been waiting in the wings. He was a very good football player. Agreed?
No doubt.
There was no major drop-off. You go out after 4 games, and you just so happen to have a guy that was your first-round pick who's ready to play. And while he wasn't the player that he would be later in his career, he filled in for you solidly, admirably, whatever you want to say. You lose Jermichael Finley, and while Andrew Corliss was nothing close to what Jermichael Finley might have been, he still filled in sufficiently.
No, the offense changed, and the offense adapted, and it adjusted with Ryan Grant being out. And Starks came in and was, obviously did some really good things. But we went from being a tight end, that was one of our main guys, to having a lot of really good wide receivers and spreading it out and doing things in a different way. That's how you adjust. And I do think there's enough depth, especially when it comes to the wide receiver room, that you're going to be able to figure that piece of it out. But the O-line is the question mark. And that is, if you want to push back on me, I don't have a ton of answers for you in saying, oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to Frankie Winters and don't worry about it. No, I'm going to worry about it.
And you think that because their offensive plan, as we talked about around this time last year, Matt LaFleur wanted to get back to playing 2 tight ends. He thought Luke Musgrave was going to stay healthy and be really good, and he knew what he had in Kraft. Do you think they adjusted effectively to losing Kraft? Because they lost him, a week after Watson came back, right? Watson came back in the Pittsburgh game, and Watson did fill the void to some degree. Whether or not you think that their offense was as good as it would have been had Kraft been healthy the entire season, I don't think it was. So, again, I'm saying if they somehow have the good fortune of like the 14 team that stayed virtually injury-free for that year, which is why that disappointment to me is as painful as any disappointment during my time covering this team. Do they have the kind of guys that are waiting in the wings to play at a high level if they lose someone important? I'm not sure that they're in that position.
Yeah, I think on defense they do. On offense, I can understand. I think wide receiver-wise, you feel good. Everywhere else, no.
We will hopefully not have to find out, because if they don't have the kind of injuries they had last year, if they don't lose the two players that they lost, I agree with you. They were good enough last year. The problem is they had a lot of players who played a lot of football for them that walked out the door.
Yeah, if Micah Parsons stays healthy, I do think that this team, I still think they probably don't go into Seattle and win, but I think that they win the division and it's a whole different beast. But that's not the reality of what happened.
We'll get to our gotta have them, most important, most vital to stay healthy players draft, which apparently I hold the number 1 overall pick, that means. After I tell you about WThe Legal Group, which specializes in estate planning. I met with Ito, and we talked all about how I've been derelict in my duty. I just got another reminder as Paula's mom lost her longtime partner, and he did not have everything where he needed to have it. And it creates issues and it creates challenges. You don't want to be in that position. You want to make sure that you have your affairs in order, even though, as they say, it's an uncomfortable necessity. And I've been uncomfortable with it, but now I'm getting my act together because WThe makes it smooth, easy, and as painless as possible. They take care of you from start to finish. And it's not that cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all solution. It is a custom, personalized experience. Clear communication, expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. It is lawyering the way it should be. So visit WalneyLegal.com to start a conversation no matter what phase you're in. Okay? WalneyLegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com. We'll get to our draft coming up. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple. Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for WThe Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At WThe Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at Bucks.com/single. That's Bucks.com/single.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
An open house like no other, our Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited open house brings in product reps so you can see, touch, feel the product, and talk to the manufacturer reps directly from Pella, Sunrise, Marvin Windows and Doors, LP SmartSide, CertainTeed Roofing, TimberTech Decking, County Pavers, and Screen Rooms. Everything is here for your next project at one place, one time on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m. Details at sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. And Wisconsin beer fans, the wait is over. Yuengling is finally here. That's right, America's oldest brewery has officially arrived in Wisconsin for the very first time. Get your Yuengling in bottles, cans, and half barrels. This month, we'll be running special promotions with all Yuengling purchases. Stop in and see why fans across the country have loved Yuengling for generations. If you've been patiently waiting for Yuengling to finally make its way here, that wait is over. Now is the time. At Discount Liquor, we stock over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, spirits, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town. From unique craft brews to hard-to-find whiskeys and unforgettable wines, we're your one-stop shop for every occasion. Visit us in Milwaukee at 51st in Oklahoma or downtown Waukesha at Barstow in Maine. Discount Liquor, where selection meets savings. Stop in and grab some Yuengling.
Discount Liquor. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll start the draft to start the 11 o'clock hour. I do have one question, as I guess I'm the Las Vegas Raiders in this equation. Is the first pick obvious to you, Tausch? Because it's obvious to me.
So Jordan Love is in play, right? Where I think,
for sure.
Everybody's in play.
Everybody's in play.
Yeah. I don't think it's as obvious as you think. Then I'll be curious who you pick.
Okay. Well, I'm not shopping the pick. Are the Raiders shopping the pick? Raiders aren't shopping.
No, Mendoza's the guy.
That's why they signed Kirk Cousins.
I think they're going to end up being disappointed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he's a nice player. As long as they build a team and he can be like Kirk Cousins. Like, if he has Kirk Cousins' career right now, he'd be ecstatic. With the Raiders?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
My interest is very much piqued, but we have to do our draft next. So we'll save that for when the draft gets a little closer, which Tausch correctly said. It has snuck up on me. Like last year, we were shooting commercials with Gina Della and making jokes about drafts and the windows and everything else, and now it's like 2+ weeks away.
It's the least juicy draft we've ever had.
If you're in Pittsburgh, it's probably juicy.
I know, I'm saying as Packers fans, but especially
you don't have a pick.
Especially coming off hosting it last year and not having a first-round pick for the first time.
Little draft hangover, if you will.
I might not even do a montage.
Yeah, I don't think you have
I think
to.
we take a year off from a draft montage. We can play the best of the years past.
Yeah, I'm actually not even going to be available on Friday because we don't have a pick. I'm not even here. So,
what?
Yeah. Once the Packers traded to get Micah Parsons and got rid of the first-round pick, I actually booked a trip for that Friday because I figure the Packers aren't going to be drafted anybody. To hell with it.
Well, here's the thing. For those of us that aren't going on a trip, you don't have to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship.
Limousine riding?
To feel like you've escaped, because your next getaway is waiting in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in all of Milwaukee. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big like the first day of the NFL draft without a first-round pick. And you're just steps away from everything that's happening inside. And if you're hungry, you've got all kinds of options. Premium steaks at Dream Dance Steakhouse, pizza, burritos, quick bites at the Marketplace, Rock and Brews, where they have my favorite salmon, and a high-energy vibe. Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, all kinds of specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, the event spaces they have are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen. Designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Mark Tausch here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The Island Resort and Casino welcomes you to another unforgettable golf season at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Beginning in July, stay and play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Courses open May 1st. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock out of Wilde and Tausch, which will include trivia and Wolnelli. But first, we begin. Jesse, I assume you want to play your, Take It to the Bank. You've got a new favorite tune, right, for our games? Or would you rather go with that special music that you created this morning when you came in early?
I actually was in early today, believe it or not. I was here.
I don't believe it.
What?
8:48?
I was here before you.
Great.
I was here, what time did I roll at? 8:05 I was in
You
here.
were not in here.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I had a pre-show meeting today.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
And then even with that meeting, it wrapped up a little early, and I was able to get a little extra time to prepare some music, thinking we might do a segment like this today. And here's what I came up with.
Indeed, there it is. All right, so I have the first pick, and the backup quarterback situation has caused me pause, as Tausch mentioned, that Jordan Love is part of this equation. I felt, and I stand by this, even though people disagreed with me. I felt that they could not afford to lose Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft last year, more so than even their quarterback. Not because I'm in that crowd, and there is a crowd that believes this. I don't know how big it is. It's a little bit loud, and it infiltrates the YouTube comments from time to time, that the Packers would be better off with Malik Willis as their starting quarterback than Jordan Love.
Well, they don't have that option.
Less.
They don't have that option anymore.
They do not. So I did consider the obvious choice of the starting quarterback. I am instead going to choose to put my faith in Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff that they can pull off another reclamation project in the form of Desmond Ridder. And while I still think they need Jordan Love to start all 17 games, I am not going to pick him first. Because it sure feels like the guy they gave up 2 first-round picks for and paid a king's ransom has become the heartbeat of this team. And they have a different swagger, they have a different confidence. They are a different team when they have him versus when they don't. So I am going to take Micah Parsons with the first pick.
I think that's a smart pick. I wouldn't have done it, but I think it's a smart pick.
I was hoping you were going to take Jordan Love with the first pick because I truly believe that Micah Parsons is the most valuable player on the Packers roster.
The question now is, are you going to give Jordan Love the Bo Callahan in draft day treatment and pass on him at 2?
I am not. I will take Jordan Love.
Are you interested in trading?
Yes.
I want to trade.
All right.
Well, how does that work in a snake
then
draft?
Because now he'll get the 3rd and 4th pick.
And then you get the 5th. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I will trade pick 2. I will trade positions with you for rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, to not take Jordan Love here is insane. Like, Jason just went through the whole reason why you don't. You can't. You're going to risk, you're going to bank the fact that Malik Willis was here and we're not even in the playoffs if he's not, and now you're going to trust some cat from Cincinnati that got run out of Atlanta, and the fact that Jordan Love is playing, he's gotten to be the guy that he is. Like, it's insane. It's disrespectful from Jason. I can't get this name in fast enough. Jordan Love, abso-blank-and-lutely. This is still a quarterback-driven league, people. And what are we doing here?
Yeah, if I had the second pick, I would have taken him.
Boom. No, your pick is done. Your interview with Andrea Kramer's done. Jordan Love can't get that in quick enough. Absolutely.
Jesse, you're on the clock.
I'm on the clock. Okay, I'm okay with this. I am going to take one guy that was missing from the stretch run of last season, the focal point of the offense. You guys both said, as far as the passing game is concerned, Tucker Kraft is my first pick. And then I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball for the veteran leader in the secondary, a guy that the Packers can't afford to lose. On that side of the ball, I feel good about this pick. Xavier McKinney is my second pick. So Tucker Kraft and Xavier McKinney, two guys the Packers cannot afford to lose in 2026.
Boy, I can't believe that you did all that, and I'm still going to be able to get the guy I wanted. You know, sometimes you're sitting there and you're looking at these mock drafts, and you're like, there's no way that this is going to fall. I didn't get the first overall pick. You're not going to get the franchise quarterback? We're going to get him second?
I feel like you might have fleeced me in the trade because I don't know exactly what the best... Like, I feel like I should have got an extra pick from you.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Trading the second
I don't know
pick.
why you made the trade.
Yeah, I feel like I got Darius Hayward-Bade by... like, I was the Raiders, and you were whoever made that trade with the Raiders back in the day.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. The guy that helped save our offense, we're hoping he can stay healthy. He is going to end up getting a new contract. He is a dynamic playmaker. Christian Watson, this is a no-brainer for me. And now I can't feel better about where.
No
and
way.
I'm going to get my third guy, too, because I don't think Jason, even with 2 picks, is going to know where I'm leaning next.
How
Christian
can you
Watson.
say that about Christian Watson when he's never healthy on the field over the course of a season?
Because he needs to stay healthy. They're not going to address a ton in the wide receiver. That's one room that I think they feel good about, and that's because they believe they finally got him figured out. And it's more imperative than ever that he stays healthy. Christian Watson, no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd get back to me. I was hopeful of that. That did not come to fruition. But I've got a couple other picks that I like. Look, here's my dilemma. I don't know when Zach Tom is going to be healthy. I don't have details on his surgery that was never officially confirmed that he had. Again, the guys that were at the breakfast in Arizona, maybe he said that to them at some point, that he confirmed that he had the surgery. I don't remember seeing that reported, but I presume that he did. But I don't know if I feel uber confident that any of their offensive linemen are so good that there'd be a huge drop-off if they were missing them, other than Zach Tom, and I don't know what his availability is going to be to start the season. So I'm going to go a different direction. I don't believe in I like Chris Brooks. I don't think he's a number 2 running back, and I have no evidence whatsoever to be able to say that Marshawn Lloyd, after playing in 1 out of a possible 36 games, is going to be able to play. If they draft a guy at running back on day 2 with the 2nd or 3rd round pick, that'll tell us a lot. But I'm taking Josh Jacobs. This offense was humming when Josh Jacobs was healthy 2 years ago, and it had all kinds of problems last year when he was not healthy. They got a 100-yard game out of his backup, Emmanuel Wilson, in his first NFL start. I don't like their backup plan at that position, so I'm going to take Josh Jacobs. And then I'm going to follow that up with a sneaky pick, in my opinion, that did not get enough attention during the 25-point fourth quarter that the defense surrendered. I'm going to say Edgerrin Cooper. And not only does Edgerrin Cooper need to stay healthy, but he has to be an impact player again the way he was as a rookie. He was special as a rookie. He was solid as a second-year player. They've moved on from Quay Walker. They've brought in Zaire Franklin. They need Edgerrin Cooper to be a field-tilting player, and in order to do that, he has to stay healthy for 17 games.
Yeah,
So-
I totally agree with the Edgerrin Cooper pick. The Josh Jacobs pick, I'm not sure. I don't feel as strongly as you do. I would not have picked Josh Jacobs.
I wouldn't have taken him there.
It's too early.
I would have taken him before this draft is over.
Yeah,
but,
the draft is over for me. I only get 3 picks, Jesse.
Yeah, I would have taken someone else.
There is no doubt that even if I don't even take a third guy, I'm winning this draft. But I'm going to take a third guy, and I believe he is going to...
Wait a minute. It's not your pick.
No, I didn't trade you I didn't flip that side of it. I traded you.
You get the last pick.
No,
We're in the order
I traded
here.
you the 2 for the 3 and 4. I didn't trade you for the 6 and 5.
You were going last.
I keep my pick. I didn't trade you all of my picks.
Yeah, you go after Jesse.
The original order was Jason, Jesse, Tausch.
No.
You traded me. Yes, you did. That's how
I traded you. Go back, check the tape. I traded you. I wanted 2, and I gave you 3 and 4. That's what I traded.
Right. So
I didn't trade you my 3rd round pick.
So pick 8. You don't get to go.
That
you
should
go
be
pick
my
9.
No, that's not what the trade was.
You were the 3rd guy.
I'm taking Matthew Golden.
Oh,
there.
okay. Well, even you know what? If you had taken the guy I was going to take, I would fight you on it, but I'm not going to.
Who do you want?
Where does this defense really need a playmaker? Who was hurt? And I believe in a lot of games, the Cowboy game, for instance, it's Wyatt. It's always going to be Wyatt. He needs to stay healthy. They got some older guys. They brought in old boy from Philly / Minnesota and everywhere else. Devontae Wyatt needs to stay healthy for his own good and for this defense to be the defense that we're hoping that it can be. I mean, I could not feel better about my draft. I got Devontae Wyatt, even though Jesse somehow bulldogged me. It still worked out exactly how I wanted.
Check the tape.
Go back. I traded my 3rd and 4th for your 2nd. Not
correct.
My,
and what does that have to do with the 8th and 9th picks?
Nothing. I was sitting in the 8th spot, not the 9th.
You weren't.
I never should have made that stupid trade.
You said you were last because you were first last time.
Okay, well, then I think you guys are right. All right. You guys might be right.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yes, we are.
So, first of all, I think we can agree that the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't agree on that. I don't know how special he is. He has certainly had some moments, but he has not stayed healthy either of the last 2 years. I don't know what a 17-game season looks like from him. But, yeah, if he's healthy for all 17 games, that's huge. Matthew Golden, I think it's between him and Josh Jacobs.
I like that pick. Matthew Golden's a good pick.
If you let Romeo Doubs walk, you've got to have high expectations for him, and he showed it in the playoff game.
Here's what I'm going to say. Watson's going to be your 1. I don't think Jaden Reed's just going to hand that number 2 slot over to
I don't think so either.
I think that's going to be something to watch.
And I'm banking that Christian Watson isn't going to be on the field for 17 games, and so I think Matthew Golden will emerge as the number 1.
And if Matthew Golden doesn't get that, how much Grunnelment is he going to have?
Yeah. If you think they're going to be a 3-wide, 1 tight end,
that is
one
what
back
they're going to be.
Offense,
that is what they'll
then
do.
I would. So is your 3 is obviously
Goldie,
Watson, Golden, and Reed.
Correct.
And then Wicks rotating in, and Savion Williams being the gadget guy.
Unless Wixie gets traded for a 5th or a 6th.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition, because Goody does need more.
Bo
picks.
Melton has re-signed, right? He's back.
Yeah, he was a exclusive rights free agent.
Let's go.
Which isn't really...
Who has more catches, Bo Melton or Wicks?
In 2026.
Yes.
Wow.
Dontavion Wicks. Are you? Oh, you're saying with the Packers.
In Green Bay.
Suggesting
talking about in Green Bay.
Uh-huh.
Bo Melton or Savion Williams?
I don't know. Are they going to invest heavily in corner, or are we still going to be considering Bo a corner?
Bo's going to be Bo. Bo can do it all.
Bob is Bob. I don't think I don't know what Savion Williams is. I think I know what Dontavion Wicks is capable of. I don't think they're trading. I don't think they're going to trade Wicks. But again, there was the report from Rich Samini that the Jets are interested in him. He was a 5th round pick. Is that right?
I mean, just think of this. The main beat writer for ESPN is talking about our 4th, maybe 5th wideout. That's where the Jets are interested in? I find that interesting. That means there's something there.
Yeah. Wicks was a 5th round pick.
Does Wicks want to be traded, in your opinion?
I think
you have been raving about him, and I've kept telling you the whole time, slow your roll, man.
I think he was pretty damn good in that Detroit game, I'll say that. I think the idea of being the number 2 wide receiver in New York opposite Garrett Wilson would hold appeal for anyone, including him. So, yes, if he's getting traded to a place where he's going to be the number 2 wide receiver as opposed to, they got Watson, and they got Golden, and they got Reed, and they got Williams that they don't know what they're going to do with them.
Let me make this crystal clear. I'd rather be the 4th wideout for Green Bay than the number 1 wideout for the Jets. That's going to be misery.
Probably.
And I don't know who Kathleen Bates is in that, but I don't want her hitting me with a sledgehammer. That I know.
I think she goes by Kathy Bates, not Kathleen.
She's Matlock now.
All I know is in that movie, man, I ain't got any interest in her putting a 4x4 in between my ankles and bringing out a sledgehammer. That's what it feels like going to play for the Jets.
Kathy Bates has chops.
She does have chops.
Yeah. A lot of roles for her.
Unsinkable Molly Brown, not to be confused with our Molly Brown.
I don't know her
Titanic
in any
reference.
movie besides, like, that is her. That will always be for me.
Misery?
Yes.
Not Titanic.
Kathleen Bates was in Titanic?
She's the mom and Waterboy.
She's the unsinkable
Mama.
Molly Brown.
Oh. Just wait, Kathleen Bates was in Titanic?
Stop calling her Kathleen.
No, I'm serious. She's in that movie?
Yeah.
Kathy Bates is Molly Brown, the old version. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
she's
that.
like the one who kind of takes DiCaprio under her wing and gives him her son's tuxedo.
Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right.
You love that movie.
No,
it took
I
you forever to see it.
I
but-
watched it one time, and I thought it was not bad. I've never watched it again, and when I see it on, I don't watch it. It's not Shawshank to me.
You've seen The Waterboy.
Not Happy Gilmore.
You
I have.
You don't
I
think
didn't
of Kathy
she was-
Bates as Mama in The Waterboy?
No, not even a little bit.
She's got comedy. She's got drama. She's got horror.
Well, have you watched
she's got it all.
Matlock?
Yeah, detective.
Do we need to call Kelly Call and ask her what time it's on?
Well, being as he doesn't work there anymore, I don't think that probably would help. But
I saw
you can.
he had an interesting tweet yesterday, by the way. All right, we need to play trivia. Jesse, it's Tuesday. We haven't talked about the Badgers really. We briefly with Evan Cohen, I guess, about rooting for the other teams in your conference in the tournament. Is it still Badgers Trivia Tuesday?
It is, fresh off the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship last night. It is Wilde Tausch Trivia on a Badgers Trivia Tuesday.
All right, well, there were 68 teams in the NCAA tournament, which is now over. 6 + 8 is 14. Call it 14 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 14 plays Wilde Tausch Trivia, presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
This
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
You may know someone with multiple sclerosis, but you may not know what their day-to-day reality is really like. MS affects nearly 1 million people in the U.S., impacting far more than mobility. MS can affect vision, thinking, energy, and daily life, often in ways others don't see or understand. This MS Awareness Week, take a moment to learn more, share what you learn, and be a champion for people living with MS. Learn more at nationalmssociety.org/awareness.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike at the nation's largest bike sale. I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket, and our Bike Expo sale is back at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds this weekend inside the Expo building. Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes, all on display and ready to ride. So whether you're seeking health and wellness, adventure and fun, or just a new hobby, the path to your new journey leads to the Bike Expo sale. And remember, all of our bikes come with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, which means you can ride it for 30 days. And if you don't love it, we'll refund your money.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 inside the Expo Center. Visit bikeexposale.com for details. Admission is free.
Ba 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 ba.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Take it home this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. $300,000 is on the line, and you're at bat to win your share. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your April drawing entries all count toward another prize drawing in June. It's the Base Race Game Show. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Homer here for Window Nation. Spring is a great time to open your windows, and wait, your windows won't open? They leak or crack or need repairing? Again? During Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off, plus you could get 0 interest for 5 years. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is your home. Visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Oh, it's a big day in the trivia world. No. The Golden Geese have not reunited, as far as I know.
Not today.
They may be competing at a trivia contest near you at some juncture. But a partner that has been a great partner of ours has rejoined the trivia ranks. As now Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs, by Iron Jock, and by Vortex Golf.
Well, you're going to have a heck of a... Like, we need to get... I think we need to be very tough as far as our callers and making sure our streamers get opportunities with when you put a trifecta like that together.
That is as great a prize pack as we've ever had for Wilde Tausch Trivia. Now, 3 partners affiliated with the prize awarded at the end of the week.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Iron Jock. No stank, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. By Cousin Subs. Try the new Protein Power Plays. For subs loaded with protein and made with fresh ingredients you love. All for just $7.99. And by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Sam in Milwaukee. Sam, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're good, and now you have an opportunity to qualify to win a legendary prize pack from Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on. In order to do that, you want to get as many questions right as possible. Question number 1 is this. On which day of the week is the college football regular season opener between Wisconsin and Notre Dame set to take place at Lambeau Field this September? Is that game being played on a Sunday, on a Monday, or 40 days from the end of Squat Fest?
I will say B.
B, Monday.
Imperfect week. Oh,
except for that one.
Except for that one yesterday.
I don't know what day Squat Fest is, so I don't know what 40 days hence would be, but it's a Sunday for this game. All right, question 2, Sam. Let's bounce back. What was it? We got one right yesterday?
Yep.
Only the third question yesterday. Yeah.
Which was a rarity.
Very rare.
Question 2, Sam, is this. The national champion Michigan Wolverines men's basketball team that everyone in the Big Ten was rooting for only lost 3 games this year. Once to Wisconsin in Ann Arbor. Once to Purdue in the Big Ten tournament championship game. And once to which other non-conference opponent in a neutral site regular season game? Did the Michigan Wolverines lose to Kansas, Arizona, or Duke?
I have no clue. I'm going to say Arizona.
Where was that Duke game played, Jesse?
Washington, D.C.
Yeah, very weird. Michigan
in
and
late
Duke
February. It was
just amazing that they had the foresight and like they knew that both teams were going to be really good. It's interesting.
Sam?
Yeah.
This is your last chance. You do have one entry already for being caller 14, but let's get another one here. Question 3 is this. Wisconsin faces North Dakota in the NCAA Men's Frozen Four this Thursday in Las Vegas at 4 p.m. Central Time.
ESPN 2, 4 o'clock. That a good puck drop time for you, Tausch?
Sure, that works.
Okay.
Which of these teams is not one of the other 2 national semifinalists? So one of these 3 teams is not playing in the other semifinal. That follows, I assume it follows the Badgers and is not the first.
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They need to play the games at noon in Vegas. All right, here we go. Which one of these teams is not in the Frozen Four? Is it Denver, St. Cloud State, or Michigan?
Second one.
St. Cloud State is his answer, and that is twice in back-to-back days.
This is uncanny.
That we have had 2 wrong answers and then the correct third answer. A very rare occurrence has now happened back-to-back.
That means 2 entries, right?
It does mean 2 entries, same as the guy yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what a day you could have just if you win on a Friday and you get your pack that next week. Just think about that. You could be wolfing down a pepperoni melt sub with a nice new rangefinder from Vortex, wearing some awesome Iron Jock gear. Like, how good is that?
Sometime in the summer, you could go golfing, use your rangefinder while you're wearing your Iron Jock polo, and then go out to Cousins for a little post-round meal.
Yeah, what a deal. What a deal.
Just don't get any grease on your Iron Jock hoodie, because those are really nice. So be careful. Put a napkin in your collar. Sam, you got 1. Plus, you got the entry for being the 14th caller. So you got 2 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing for this awesome prize pack. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Sam says thanks. He hung up already. Places to.
Wait, what?
He had to go.
No, love you?
Sam had to go.
I think Can we rescind?
No,
you can't take his entries away. What do you mean?
I don't like that.
You leave segments early.
Yeah,
you don't
you leave early
anything
all the
from
time.
you.
He had to go. It's okay.
All right, I just don't like it.
Oh, okay. He has 2 entries. Maybe if he'd have gotten all 3 right, we could consider that, but we'd be taking half his entries. He's got 2 entries. Yesterday's contestant has 2 entries. So if I was a trivia contestant, a potential trivia contestant, I'd be dialing my tail off the next 3 days.
Yeah, we're going to have to go big numbers now.
Some opportunities here.
That's just going to be the way it's going to be.
Remember, you need to be a Wisconsin resident to be eligible to win Wilde and Tausch
What
trivia.
if they'll
That's
drive
still part
up?
of the rules.
Like, I still don't understand that rule.
No, driving doesn't matter. You can be a Wisconsin resident currently in Alabama calling in as long as your residence is in Wisconsin.
So why would someone not just lie about it? I know we have an honest fan base.
Because we're going to find out if they're lying. They need to supply an address.
Yeah.
123 South.
Have you been around?
45th Street.
From
People can do that.
Where do you live? 123 Fake Street. Oh, okay.
Well, I don't think they'd say Fake Street.
Saz Avenue. So there will be 3 more opportunities to play trivia this week, and you can win our sweet prize pack from Vortex Golf, Cousin Subs, and Iron Jock. Whoa, Nelly is next. Please don't leave early. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Toscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
What if your screens could disappear until you needed them? Meet Pella's 250 series vinyl windows with the accordion hidden screen. Designed to give you a clearer view with 44% more light than conventional screens. The hidden screen appears when the window opens to let in fresh air, then tucks away when you don't need it, giving you a clearer view that's beautiful, practical, and even easier to clean. Order today and get 0% interest until 2030. Visit PellaWI.com today.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and you can take action locally. Join La Causa on April 13th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Blue Tender, a special fundraising event at Blue at the Pfister, supporting La Causa's Crisis Nursery, southeastern Wisconsin's only shelter providing emergency care for children in crisis. Enjoy a night out while giving back, with 100% of tips and 10% of bar sales donated, and all proceeds matched. Make your impact go twice as far. Visit lacausa.org for details.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You can search for the biggest bat selection, but I'm here to save you time because the best baseball and softball bat selection in the Midwest is right here at Burkhardt Sporting Goods. We stock just about every bat on the market from all the top manufacturers like Easton, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, and more, and sell them all at the guaranteed lowest prices. So get in here and try a few out in our indoor batting cages. There's no need to look any further because when it comes to bats, if you want it, we got it at Burkhardt Sporting Goods.
You can't beat Burkhardt.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spirit wear is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spirit wear from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spirit wear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart.
You can't beat Burkhart.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
No.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Let's talk about the red-hot 8-2 Milwaukee Brewers.
And Wilson Contreras, who seems to be kind of a jerk.
Yes, we'll get to him in a minute. The Brewers win 8-6 last night. They took a 7-5 lead on a big Garrett Mitchell 2-run single in the 8th.
He's been awesome.
Another comeback win for the Brewers. 8-2.
Yelly with a great slide.
They have won 8 of their first 10 games for just the 4th time in franchise history. 8 wins or better in their first 10.
When's Pablo's birthday?
Mid-May. Why? Do you have any things you want
I just am assuming there's...
You thinking anything yet?
No, I just am assuming there's probably a conversation to be had at some point.
There is a conversation to be had about former public enemy number 1. He is now public enemy number 2 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Wilson Contreras. Former Chicago Cub and St. Louis Cardinal. And now he's with the Boston Red Sox.
Wait, who's number 1? He moved up to number 1?
Yeah, everybody knows Counsell's number 1.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Wilson Contreras was public enemy number 1 until Craig Counsell left Milwaukee to go to Chicago. Now he's public enemy number 1. Wilson Contreras, public enemy number 2. He got plunked last night, and Woodruff was on the mound, and he and Woody go back.
He got grazed.
He got grazed. He also stands over the batter's box. He also almost took out the shortstop, or whoever was fielding the double play ball. Wilson Contreras is a dirty player. He's not an enjoyable player. And he spoke after the game, asked about some of the tension in last night's game.
Ooh.
Here you go.
Just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out. That's what happened. That's a message. That's a message.
Woo! 2 more games at Fenway Park tonight at 5:45 and then tomorrow at 12:35.
They don't come to AmFam, right? It's just a one-shot
this is it.
deal. Okay. Remember when interleague games were like a big deal?
Yeah, I miss it.
Those days are over.
I actually think baseball's schedule has partly taken away from some of the appeal of it.
I want to see more geographics. I want to frame this. What?
That's good. I agree with you, but
Sox and the Cubbies and the Guardians and the Tigers. Let's keep it Midwest. Twinkies.
What from what Wilson Contreras just said made you think you want the game more geographic? Just out of curiosity.
No, I just, as you were talking about it, it's like I think that whole deal's kind of run its course. That's a pretty bold statement that he made.
Next time they hit me, I'm going to take them out.
What does that mean? What does he mean he's going to take
You're
them
the athlete around here. What do you think it means?
I didn't play baseball. I always admired baseball and hockey. They handled their business. Like, you do something, they self-police. And fans on the outside don't get it. Football-wise, obviously, if somebody takes a shot, we'll get back at it. We'll do something. I think those are the best ways to handle business because there's codes. people don't like the unwritten rules and all of the other stuff, but it's lasted a long time. I am really curious. I don't know what that means. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of curious to find out.
I want to see him get hit today.
Like, is it IPT then if he whips the bat at him, or it's not if he comes out there and throws fists? Like, I mean, that's the weird part about baseball.
If Miz goes high and in on him.
Oh, is Miz throwing today?
Miz is on the mound tonight. So, I mean, you don't, like, if you're going to throw, like, it's going to go behind him or it's got to be in the leg. Like, you don't, everybody knows you don't mess with throwing at guys' heads.
Nope,
yeah, you stay away from there.
Yep.
But if you're going to throw at somebody, usually it sails behind them or it goes toward the butt. That if Miz sails one in at 102 and plunks him on the keister.
How much does Contreras, as the catcher, know about what's going on?
Oh, he's probably the one who's
you think those two
heavily involved.
Those two are not, like, how does that work?
You think there's not conversations going on beforehand? Like, hey, here's what we're going to do?
That's what I'm asking. I find the whole scenario super intriguing. I think it's interesting. But you think he's telling Miz, yeah, plunk him?
That's a great question. What is his role when it's his own brother we're talking about here? Also, can we just point out that that's a huge number, right? They've hit me 24 times in my career.
I'd like a fact check on that.
Woody has hit me 6 times.
I mean, Dave Henderson is the all-time leader, unless somebody passed him for being hit by hit by pitch.
But when you watch William Contreras' stance, like he's standing over the plate with his elbows tucked over.
Is that your Madison Mallard's second baseman swing?
Well, I'm trying to do it for the video stream.
Where did you get Dave Henderson, by the way?
He's the all-time leader in being hit by him and Don Baylor.
Don Baylor.
Did Don Baylor pass him up?
Well, so I'm looking at the list
Dave
according
Henderson
to Baseball
had a
Reference.
BA swing,
I don't
man.
see. Craig Biggio is second.
Yeah.
He got hit all the time.
Jason Kendall.
Former Brewer. Pirates and the Pirates.
I got to be honest with you. I don't see Dave Henderson's name anywhere.
Dave Henderson had the baddest stance, man.
Tausch was at one game.
Dave Henderson is not on the list.
Oakland A's and the Red Sox. I love that old Oakland A's team. Carney Lansford.
Oh, here we go.
Terry Steinbach.
It's a fun team. So Dave Henderson's nowhere to be found. Don Baylor is at the top of the list.
Ricky Henderson is tied for 112th all time.
Yeah.
I think you were thinking of Don Baylor. Don Baylor is fourth at this point.
I'm telling you, old Henderson was in there too. But yes, Don Baylor was the leader in the clubhouse. I did know that.
Also, Contreras has played the Brewers probably more than any other team. He's played for the Cardinals and the Cubs.
He played for two.
So you think he's been hit 24 times?
I think he has, yeah.
It's funny that he'd know that. Does a PR guy tell him that, or do you think he had it all
I bet he
dialed
knows.
up?
Baseball players hold grudges over stuff like
true.
that, especially his brothers on the other team. He knows. And Woodruff and him go back because Woodruff's been the elder statesman.
I love it. I love it.
It's good, right?
I think it's fun.
They're also, the Red Sox suck. They're 2-8. They can't get anything offense going than they did last night, and the Brewers come back and win. Tensions are high in Boston out of the gates here.
Well, Wilson Contreras, in his 11-year Major League career, has been hit 131 times.
Wow.
Gee, I wonder if that has anything to do with the way you crowd the plate.
Yeah.
So what do we want? Because we don't want Miz getting in a fight and thrown out. I'm no offense to the Miz, I'm not taking him in a fight.
Miz is gonna kill you in a fight.
I'm not saying against me. Most people would beat me in a fight.
Are you picturing him?
Who in this office are you taking in a fight? Hunter's killing you. Pablo's beating you. Ashy, there's no doubt, is gonna
Riley, he knows how to fight. I'm not going up against him.
He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
He's got a chance
the whole deal. Rutledge? You take Rutledge?
No, Rutledge would take me.
Boy, you're pretty limited.
I got a chance against Laney. I think marketing director. Yeah, they got a good chance there.
Oh.
So I don't want Miz in the fight, but if we get if this, what we actually want, if you want the drama of this, you want a one-sided game tonight. You want one team to be up real big on the other, because then you go to the long reliever that comes in that if he has to miss a game or two, it's okay.
Does Murph have that conversation with his team, like how to approach this, or is this all handled by Miz and Contreras?
Laney.
Murph's got to be saying something about it. And when you get threats like this, Yelich was talking about it after the game. Woodruff was talking. This is now the story of the series.
So if Yelly or somebody gets plunked, Miz has to plunk.
And if I'm the Red Sox, because
one of the all-time great stories, Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
He was going to be serviced. There's a service thing where you get, and then your contract gets all of this stuff. And he had to plunk a guy. He did it, and he ended up not getting a service year for it, but he did it, and he says one of the best things he did because you got to show up for your guys.
The right thing to do. The Red Sox need a spark because they're 2-8. They might be the ones looking to start the fight, so they might throw first. And then if they throw behind Yelich, and Yelich gets irritated, and then somebody in the Brewers bullpen throws at Contreras late in the game.
No, if you're the Red Sox, you got to take out the other Contreras.
Throwing at William? That's what you're going to do?
Contreras. And by the way, I think he kicks him regular keister now.
Oh, yeah.
I want both Contreras boys to go at each other.
You want them to fight each other?
Yes.
Was William Contreras quoted after the game anywhere? I would love to know his perspective.
I did not see any commentary from William.
I looked because I was curious about this. Yeah.
Well, by the way, how is one Contreras so enjoyable and fun, and the other Contreras is just the worst? And I thought that well before any of this. Wilson's always been the way he is. William was with the Braves. He was great.
I don't know. Good question, Jesse. Ask Laney.
All people are different people, as we learned from Coach Beard and Ted Lasso. All right, that is...
It is what it is.
I don't see... now, tomorrow we're going to be at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Is Laney coming down for that, too?
She's probably scared now. I don't think she's coming. Yeah.
I don't think she's scared. I think you're probably the one who might have.
But if she is, I'll meet her out in the parking lot after the show.
I want to give her some nunchucks. I think that's always a good way to win.
We'll have to hold off on the tail of the tape between Jesse and Laney. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Cardless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Cardless talk and text line. This is more.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Make your next meal Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Right now, get a crispy chicken sandwich, regular or pepper jacked, for just $3.99. Feeding the crew? Grab an 8-piece bone-in fried chicken for only $9.99. And don't forget to dip it in Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken sauce. Short on time? Order ahead with the Quick Rewards app and make it fast. Stop in today for your No Ordinary Chicken. Crunch outside, tender inside. Only at Quick Trip.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, ride a bike. During during the nation's largest bike sale. That's right, the Wheel and Sprocket Bike Expo sale is back. And so is our trade-in, trade-up program, which means you can trade in your old bike for a gift card to use towards your new bike.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Electric bikes, road bikes, cargo bikes, mountain bikes, kid bikes, hybrid bikes. Over 2,000 brand new and used bikes on sale, along with thousands of accessories, from helmets and lights to car racks and more.
Find it, buy it, ride it. Find it, buy it, ride it.
Find a bike, buy a bike, trade in your old bike for a gift card towards a new bike. Friday noon to 8, Saturday 10 to 8, and Sunday 11 to 5 at the State Fair Park inside the Expo Center. Visit bikeexposale.com for details. Admission is free.
Life is short. We'll see you at the Bike Expo.
If you still think sports bar means sticky floors and basic wings, you're doing it wrong. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strofe, and I got to tell you about Veer North, right in the heart of Milwaukee's East Side. Veer North, flipping the game day experience. Better cocktails, great pizza, and a menu that goes way beyond the usual. Catch every big play on their wall-to-wall screens in a space that feels like a night out. From the big game or your next client meeting, Veer North delivers every time. Veer North, where Milwaukee watches the game elevated.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform, not just exist. Your storytelling would inspire, not fall flat. Your integrated campaigns would create impact, not excuses. There'd be no refreshing dashboards, no waiting on a report to explain what happened. It's time to generate quality leads and turn them into customers. Let's make it happen with Saturn Lounge, your marketing partner for clear, measurable results. Visit us today at SaturnLounge.com. When marketing works, it shows.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Today with a fact check from Matt Coonan. And fact-checked his fact check on Baseball Reference. In 14 Major League seasons, Dave Henderson was hit by a grand total of 22 pitches.
Does that include postseason?
Which Wilson Contreras has been hit by more pitches in 3 different
Does that
seasons.
include postseason baseball?
In his career.
One a year.
He had a
We
great
gotta
stance.
go.
Lean back. Get back.
Hendu, have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
When you're getting married, the rings matter. There's something you wear for a lifetime. That's why my fiance and I went to Paul's Jewelers. Paul's Jewelers specializes in custom jewelry for life's biggest moments. Lab-grown or natural diamonds, great pricing, and a lifetime warranty, so your jewelry can be refurbished, repaired, or refitted anytime down the road. Their team made the entire process easy and stress-free. I can't wait to show off my wedding band after our big day. Create your masterpiece today by visiting Paul's Jewelers in West Allis.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else?
when you can find the same trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 Blaine's gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase. 3-pound bags of estate grass seed $9.99. Plus all Kurt trailer hitches and accessories 15% off. Find value this spring so you can do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
That we had a chat with here on this program moments ago after cutting down the nets in Indianapolis last night. Joining us now, fresh back, I imagine, from the national championship game in the Final Four is none other than Jay Billis in his usual spot here on the show Tuesday after the national championship game. Good to see you, Jay. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Rich. Well, I'm not doing as well as you, but I'm doing great.
No, I appreciate that because you know, obviously, where my allegiances lie. I'll just give you the floor on your impressions of the national championship game. Your takeaway is what from that?
You know, I thought it was great. It wasn't the prettiest basketball game I've ever seen. There were a lot of missed shots, and it was really physical. And I'm not sure in these football arenas whether we should expect teams to shoot it better. I mean, both Michigan and UConn shot it better in the semis than they did in the final. But it was compelling. And as well as Michigan played defensively, and as hard as they played, it always felt to me like they kind of were going to win until the last few minutes. And UConn kept hanging around. And when Terrace Reed made that steal in between the top of the key and midcourt and was taking it the other way, it was a 6-point game. That would have cut it to 4. And I felt put some real game pressure on Michigan. And the ball kind of got ahead of him a little bit. He pushed it out a little bit too far and then threw it back to solo ball. And it was really well contested by Trey McKinney, I think it was. And, you know, both those guys hit the deck. And then Michigan takes it the other way. And there was a penetration from Roddy Gale Jr. And then Trey McKinney hit a 3 to put it to 9 again. And that was kind of the game. And it was one of those deals where it came down to the end. At least in the last couple of minutes. And it was really compelling. And all those games, every time